Love the weather. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, YouTube. Let's see what we got going here. And we're good. Okay. And good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 289. And this is How is Seeing Ender's Game a Political Action? So this is by oh my God, who are these people? The PBS
I feel like I've seen him before.
Idea Channel. This guy, I only watched him for a few minutes. He gets on your nerves. I don't know it's because of the camera zoom in of his face, his head movements, his voice. I don't know. It's just kind of obnoxious to watch. So I looked away from the screen.
Is it his face?
Oh, God.
It's a combination. I don't know. I can't say. I'm not going to blame the guy for being obnoxious. He just is for my taste. I don't know why. It's just my personal problem. Maybe you're okay with it. That's fine. Anyway.
It's his beard, isn't it?
No, I don't know. I honestly, looking at the screen, was like, oh, forget this guy. So anyway, this is a YouTube channel that has 776,000 subs. This video came out, 8 years ago because, the movie came out a while ago as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
It was a hot thing.
And it has almost 250,000 views. It's got 6K upvotes and 600 and so odd downvotes. But this is if you don't
PBS the public funded American thing.
Yes, public broadcasting station, I believe. So
yeah, that's what it is.
So obviously the public like it, and anything that's paid for by the public.
I don't think it's actually PBS. I think that maybe it stands for something else, and
really?
It just so happens to be PBS.
Okay.
Well, because it's the public broadcasting station. I don't think that they were on YouTube 6 years ago.
No, but I do recall even from the 80s and 90s when they were ever doing a program, they'd have these runs of asking for donations, and they would go on for hours. They would go on for they would be marathons for 12 hours, all day. And they'd show they do a marathon of movies, and they go back, and during the commercials, phone lines are standing open for your donation. It's like, okay, we got it.
Oh God. Well, that's the channel that had Sesame Street, had Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, a lot of educational things. Maybe I haven't seen the adult version, but it's a lot of educational stuff for kids for free.
It went from education to propaganda.
Unfortunately,
I mean, of course, maybe my nostalgia glasses are here. Maybe he's actually involved, but I wouldn't believe that they are making fucking video essays on YouTube 6 years ago. I don't think that a lot of people were on the internet yet like that. I think it
was just 2015. 2015, the whole social justice thing was already going big.
Oh my God. Oh God.
There was the Sarkeesian thing and Zoe Quinn thing happened in that time. That's history. It's so long ago, it's already history.
Oh my God, it does feel like that.
We are old, Seda.
I can't. No, stop reminding me that I'm getting old. I don't feel like an adult, but I pay rent. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
I know.
How do houses work? I don't understand.
Oh God.
All right.
I'm just in denial at this point.
So this is a 8.5 minute video. I'm sure halfway through he takes a sales pitch of something, or maybe at the end, who knows. But it is PBS after all. So I could barely tolerate this guy. If you can do it, great. We'll watch it together and not cringe too much. I think that's a fair thing to do without stopping entirely and doing something else. Because
I don't understand how 600,000 people can watch this kind of stuff alone. Because I need for me this is like watching bad movies. I cannot do it alone. Yeah. I need friends and to laugh together about it, for otherwise I couldn't bear the cringe.
It's pretty bad. So luckily, as most of you know already, because I was talking to you in the Discord, he doesn't talk about the movie very much at all, which is weird. he talks about the idea of seeing a movie because you're helping the writer. I'm sure he gets a royalty whenever someone does
that's
things.
what it's about.
Yeah. So
about that controversy. Oh.
So all the standard stock responses, oh, you're helping him, and you shouldn't give money to guys you don't believe in. They don't believe in your politics. Don't trust them. It's like all these weird crap. Like, I don't care if Orson Scott Card was like a mass murderer and like it was like a bigamist and all these other horrible things. I'd be like, I don't like that. Does not have anything to do with my evaluation of his stories or his books or his movies.
So what you're saying is you should give Mein Kampf a fair shake.
Yes. You should read everything.
But we can't read H.P. Lovecraft anymore because he called his cat Nelson.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, Bear's writing it in the chat. Bears, what's his cat's name?
Bears is cat's name? I have no idea. He's not in the chat.
You don't know what H.P. Lovecraft's cat's name was?
No, Bears.
Oh no, I'm saying Bear, spell out H.P. Lovecraft's cat's name.
Oh.
He'll do it. No reservations.
Anyway, not a big deal. So this won't take long unless we want to harp on this guy for a bit, and it will happen. I know it will happen, and hopefully it won't take more than 2 hours, but you never know. You never know. Anyway.
Do you want to at all talk about Ender's Game, or just go harp on about the guy?
We don't have to talk about it. I have not much to say about it in terms of good things, so I'm not going to bother. But
I'm just okay. Can I at least ask? You said that it was an embarrassment to sci-fi fiction.
Oh yeah.
And I want to know. I just want you elaborate a little bit because I'm curious because I love it.
Well. There's two major reasons. The first one is he works off the young adult fiction angle. So this is for kids. And the way he does that, he says, oh, here's this super genius gifted kid, and he has a super genius gifted sister and their super genius gifted brother, and they're so bored in school, which is like, oh, I'm a kid in school, and I was like, so is everyone in school. Like, everyone in school is bored. Doesn't matter if you're a genius or not. The geniuses just get to the lesson faster than everyone else. So they just get bored faster, but that's not a big like. Ooh, good job, Orson Scott Card. You really identified with your demographic, right? The other thing,
but, sadly, that is important right now because California decided to put all the kids into the same thing, regardless of whether they're faster than the others, which is what socialists always do, and thereby crush the good kids with boredom, which usually turns them depressed. And in really bad cases, nihilistic.
Okay, well, if Orson Scott Card was a humble guy, I would be like, okay, he's like, because if he was like Neil Gaiman, I'd be like, all right, I can live with that. But if you read the foreword in his book, it is the most smug, uplifting. I am the best. Like I was under so much stress. It's amazing. I got this completed. I want to thank my family, my friends, the world. Like all this nonsense.
So it's not that he used a trope, but he thought he was the hottest shit for using
it. It comes across as very, very smug, and it's just like, whoa, what's up with this guy? So that's just the book. Then there's the actual content in the book, which is taking tropes, which I don't know, like it doesn't make sense half the time. When you're a kid, you don't think about these things because you just want to have a great story, you want to escape, you want to have fun. But like Andrew becomes a war hero instantly by going through cadet school or whatever, when all these military minds and all these other kids that are also smart couldn't figure out basic tactics. Like if you put a bunch of Koreans in a room and have them play StarCraft for a month, they will become even smarter than Andrew Wiggin. I bet you everything. They will figure it out, how to beat in StarCraft. And this guy's like, well, if you stun your legs, now there's shields, and then you throw yourself into 0G, and like, whoa, no one has ever thought of this? And that's just laser,
like a Mary Sue story.
And that's just laser tag. So they're playing laser tag to start off, and then they jump into basically they jump into RTS.
Oh my god, they do!
It's basically RTS in like 3D reality, like 3D perspective, Like if you're playing
Yeah, it's really
a simulator,
descriptive.
like a space sim RTS game,
Mhm.
and they don't know it's a game, and throughout the entire story, it's all simulations. It's all just we're going to fight this scenario, we're going to fight that scenario, and no one can stand up to Ender. He is just so beyond everything that every strategy is like second nature to him. He's just like, oh yeah, we do this, we do that, we do this, and it's so silly. There's very little conflict for Ender, and I just don't care. Like there's just easy mode all the time. While that's happening, his brother.
You can write stories like that in an entertaining way.
But
that is possible.
I thought it was interesting, but I guess I read the book as a kid, so I didn't have any sort of like exposure to tactics. So this is like the first time I was like, oh my god, Ender! Oh wow, this is so cool.
Yeah. So while I do not know. I cannot make that statement about Ender's Game because I didn't read it at the time. It came up to me as that's a thing. I had my Neil Stephenson phase, so I didn't have time for more books.
Oh God, yeah. Just so anyway, while this is happening, he's like destroying the enemy fleet wherever he goes without him knowing, because this is all a simulation to him, and no one knows.
Oh yeah, they're lying to him. So he's actually fighting the real enemy.
So
while they're telling him, oh, it's just a simulation.
Right. So while this is going on, his super genius brother and sister devise a plot to take over the world by posting on Usenet. If you guys don't know what Usenet is, this is something. Yes. Okay, you do. All right. During the start of the internet, Usenet started with email, and that's how it started. So they ended up having two philosophical factions that were opposed to each other. And the whole plan was that they keep arguing and arguing, get all these people behind them, the entire planet behind these two philosophies of these generic people unknown online. And then they would reveal themselves when the time was right. So when Ender wins the war, he comes back, they reveal that they are the actual brother and sister of this war hero, and they happen to be the leaders of the free world or whatever the bullshit that it comes about.
Because they took over the world by using 4chan poll.
By basically using a forum, yeah. It's so stupid. And you sit there and you're like, this is weird. This is so weird. Like, how does this happen? Now, I'll give Orson Scott Card for being ahead of his time and thinking up StarCraft and laser tag and Usenet and the internet and all that crap before, it was a real thing. That's amazing. He's a genius. But
yeah, that's one of the core elements of sci-fi.
Sure, yeah.
To come up with a concept that isn't real yet.
But when we have lines like, these three kids are smarter than the top 3 PhDs on the planet. You're going, wait a second, these guys are how old? 9? No.
Oh yeah, they're not even like 10.
What? They don't even have prefrontal cortices yet?
Like, something's off here. Like something doesn't make too much sense.
Yeah, that's a
like
bit extreme.
It is embarrassing.
Had, like,
that's too young. From I guess from the book was I'm just looking it up. The book was written in 1985 or published in 1985. Right. I can imagine that we didn't know enough about cognitive development of humans back then to come up with this nonsense.
So those are the.
Today we know children at that age do not possess the mental faculties, the hardware to think like that.
So those are the good guys. The bad guys are so dumb, and these are like, we're talking about a giant alien insectoid fleet or whatever. Their whole
they all have a hive mind.
Yes,
too.
That's their philosophy. So when they decide, because they don't want to kill sentient beings, right? But for whatever reason, they can't figure out that spaceships aren't made by sentient beings. And flighting and having strategies that beat theirs are non-sentient, apparently. They can't figure this out, even though they're super brilliant and smart and everywhere. And only right at the last point, when they're about to be destroyed, do they figure this out, because Ender is literally holding them by the heart. And he has the eggs in his hand, and he's like, what do I do? It's the dumbest, like, there's no reason why these aliens are so stupid and so strong. And they can't figure this out. It's so, and the last battle is just retarded. There's no strategy. It's just like go straight for the target.
Just because I can just go by the general structure and general ideas. You could make this work by bringing up the concept that a hive mind species is a consciousness so different from ours.
Oh yeah, I get it. That's
that it cannot conceive of the idea of other species not being hive minds that operate like decentralized animals.
What? Okay,
you could come up with a concept like that, but from what you're telling, it's not executed well, or I don't think it's been an idea at the time that has been
but didn't
explored.
the enemy didn't want to fight the humans?
Yes, they did. Yes, they wanted to conquer Earth.
Oh, for some reason, okay, maybe I'm mixing up with a different story that they were like forced to do it, or there was something tragic about the aliens. Maybe the tragedy was that Mender blew them all the fuck up.
I don't remember the details, but the fact that they wanted to conquer Earth and that they're in orbit and blowing away people, and it's like, oh, maybe they're not sentient. What are you talking? Like, what? They're fighting back and winning. How do you not figure this out? It's so dumb. But anyway.
Oh, they didn't. Oh my god, yeah, no, that is stupid. Because it was a big reveal. Because Ender was like, "Oh my god, the feelings."
Well,
he
finds out it's just a misunderstanding between the alien queen and no one told me. It's like, what?
Oh, maybe that's what it was. It was a misunderstanding that it was. Oh god!
And guess what? Bullshit. He brings them back in the sequel. It's complete annoying bullshit, and that causes a bunch of other problems.
The voice is dead.
Oh my! Don't even touch that book. Anyway.
I didn't watch it, but anyway. Okay, that's a quick recap of Ender's Game at the very least.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Anyway, so let's get started here. This won't take too long, unless we like to bitch to this guy. This guy is really obnoxious. So anyway, we'll see what we can do.
You really hate him. This seems to be personal at this point.
I just came from watching the racist movie or the racist video that we were about to watch, because an hour ago or 2 hours ago it was in the lead, so I thought I'd watch that, and I was like, holy shit, this thing is crazy.
Okay, so you're already burnt out. You're already burnt out.
So I was like, oh my god. And then this one just won by 1 vote. So I'm like, all right, I could chill out with Ender's Game. That's a stupid movie. Let's watch it. I'm like, oh, this guy's on another level of obnoxious. God. So I have really crazy talk about slavery being good video. And then now I have this video about Ender's Game being not so good.
Two
because
extremes, man.
I saw
it's a
Mr.
lot.
Furry Foot Fetish.
No, go away.
No.
What?
No,
oh my
God, don't wait until it happens, okay?
Well, hopefully never have to do it. Hopefully.
Don't give yourself unnecessary nightmares. We have to worry about today.
Oh, yeah.
That was my mind is already there. Like, I can't remove myself from that experience.
He's having flashbacks. He's gonna wake up in a sweat tonight.
The stuff he was saying was
welcome to hopefully just temporary trauma.
You guys, if you want to be shocked, go watch that video. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go to the Discord, look at the poll options, and it's the second most voted poll, and do a YouTube search, and oh my goodness, have fun.
I watched the first 13 seconds, and he was like, "There's objectively good qualities to being racist," and I was like, "Yep, nope, bye."
Anyway,
let's watch some Ender Game.
Anyway.
You're a psychopath, maybe.
Let's focus on this video. Here's Mike Testa. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy? Have we seen this goober before, and why the title?
Yay.
I don't think we have. At least I haven't. And the title is their way of doing a naming convention. I don't know why. There's so many damn subtitles. I don't understand it, but that's fine. Let's go.
Yay!
Here's an idea. Going to see Ender's Game might be a political action.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry. He has a poster of Nina Hagen right behind him. That just
who
captured all my attention.
You don't like Nina?
Oh my god. She is a character.
Okay.
Oh.
German punk, now trying to be goth as she's getting old, but it's not really sticking, while being very popular, and she was in movies, and it's just this.
See, I was more interested in the Bartok poster.
there's a lot of interesting things here.
Yeah, I know. Things are going on we don't understand. That's why we have to listen and take lots of breaks.
Yeah, that's also an interesting frame we have here.
Yeah. He does a lot of head motions, guys. So take it easy.
That is an underbite. You should see a dentist or orthodontist maybe.
Anyway, we'll get to
It's like a meme.
we'll get to his appearances later. But it gets worse. Here's Tyler Preston for the donation. Thank you. So if you want a better Ender's Game story that's not hard to find, then go watch Hideki Anno's Gunbuster OVA. Yes, I agree. Why am I bringing it up? It's because I remember people calling it a spiritual adaptation in some way. I would say the time travel part, or rather the light speed travel part, is the same thing that happens in the sequel to Ender's Game, because Ender ends up being 35 years old or so, and that's like 3,000 years in the future because of time travel, or not time, because of light speed.
Oh yeah.
But that's as far as Gunbuster goes. Everything else, I mean, we're talking about a garbage pile to a well-told anime.
Oh, Gunbuster. Okay, I'll write that down.
Gunbuster is
Can
cool.
I make a I just popped into my head, and everyone just answer this for yourself, but I have this weird notion right now, that idea that as much as Neon Genesis Evangelion is very impressionable on early teens, it was on me at the time, I got this feeling that everything else Hideaki Anno made is better than that.
Yes.
Oh, is it the same? Okay. Also, I want to point out this is a great frame to pause the video on. Look at this dude's face.
I know. I'm just baffled by the fault, because Neon Genesis kind of seemed like he wanted it to be his magnum opus, but everything else he made is better.
Yeah, FLCL is much better. Did he make that?
Yeah, Furikuri, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
You basically, if you see a movie with an excessive use of train crossings and train tracks, it's Hideaki Anno. It's Neon Genesis, it's Furikuri, it's Ritual, the movie he made, the live action movie he made. I'm not sure about Panty and Stocking. Kadekano, I'm pretty sure I had some, but it's I think it's 20 years since I watched it. Look for you can make a drinking game out of it if you watch Hideaki Anno creations. Every time you see a train crossing or train tracks, take a shot. You'll have a very fun evening.
Yeah.
This is PBS. They have a donation link. Oh
Yay.
God, PBS, what the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, we're only 3 seconds in. Please, let's go.
Same channel.
Oh my god! Okay. This.
You all right?
This.
You all right there?
For now. This is
You there?
You okay there?
this is how you fry brains. This is how you give people epileptic seizures.
Oh,
This.
okay.
You fucking SJWs, you fucking socialists with your shitty virtue signaling, this is what you use trigger warnings for. Why do you make intros like that, you fucking assholes? Technically, this counts as by German law, it would count if you do this deliberately to people, and here it would definitely be neglect at the very least. Maybe not malicious, but neglect. This is physical damage, because provoking a seizure is physical harm. I only get migraines, luckily enough. Like, I'm just very photosensitive. But it's the same family. Migraines and seizures are in the same epilepsy. Are in the same family.
Oh yeah.
So and in the evening, because I was pulling lots of all-nighters back in the day, I had a TV running on the side, and the same channel that at 7 p.m. Ran The Simpsons, and after that Married with Children, and then a movie. Like at midnight, it started to bring some gay porn bullshit stuff all the time. And queer TV and stuff, and they always do this epilepsy, super bright neon color, 3 frames per second, or flashing shit, and I just, what the hell is wrong with you people? And you wonder why nobody likes you?
This is supposed to be also public PBS, so that is very negligent, but.
They gotta get rid of their enemies somehow.
What
pisses me off is these people. These are the same people who go on about, the marginalized, disabled people, and we need trigger warnings for every shit except seizures and migraines.
Yeah. All right, so
but let's keep going.
I didn't watch the video of literally like my eyes because I couldn't stand the guy the way he bobbed his head, but you know.
Yeah, so everyone in the chat who said this is cancer to the eyes or something, imagine that this cancer to the eyes also fries your brain to the point it wants to jump out of your skull.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
I have special eyes.
Fuck you. Thank you. Fuck you.
No, thank you. Everyone should know.
Thank you, you assholes.
Thank you for the brain fuck.
I'm fine with brain fuck. That's something to think about. But this is just brain fry.
How do you fuck a brain?
You try harder.
I'm just. Thank you for making me instantly pissed, because the problem is when stuff like this happens. Same as certain frequencies. It makes me instantly aggressive, because this creates a threat response, an automatic.
Oh.
This is causing pain. This is a threat. This is the source. Either flee, so it's a fight-flight response. So either flee or destroy the source, which is why some people punch the screen. I'm not kidding.
I'm sorry, Wiz.
I'm sorry. Yeah, if it hurts you that bad.
Fucking socialist, not your fault. Fucking socialists.
That sucks, yo.
Fucking gay socialists.
I just saw you change your icon. When I see the PBS intro. Oh my god.
Okay, I think I'm done, but I will be pissed.
Okay.
Yes.
Here's Mike Testa again. PBS stands for peanut bussy smearing.
Oh god, no.
Mike Testa?
Stands for peanut butter shit, that's what it is.
Thank you, Michael.
Love that dude.
All right. And anyway, 7 seconds. Let's please keep going.
Ender's Game story of battle school genius Ender Wiggin and his preternatural strategic abilities. It's a tough coming-of-age sci-fi novel, and though it takes place in the super future, there's a good many recognizable moments from everyone's childhood. Like that time you broke that kid's arm in Zero G. Memories. The book's author, Orson Scott Card, dreamed up Ender in the 70s, and the book was eventually published in 1985. It became hugely popular and was awarded both the Hugo and Nebula Awards. Science fiction writing.
Okay, so just to recap, the 70s for the Hugos, that's when the award was no longer worthy of the title. It was already influenced by committee, so it was never actually... Because it originally was created, the Hugo was created by writers of the genre to award other writers, and then it just got superseded by God knows what, and now it's
people with money want a prestige.
It's all just time to award this person because we say so, as opposed to
because slamming an award onto something increases sales.
I don't know.
It's like what
That's
the Nobel
usually
Peace
why it's
Prize
done.
was done with Obama.
Just like now.
Yeah, so anyway.
Let's give him one so he gets elected.
So the same with...
It's the same with all these awards for video games, like all these useless sites that have nothing worthwhile to say about video games. Gave this game an award. Wow, buy it. Wow. And just, the more awards the game has, the less I take it seriously at this point.
It's the same with the Speaker of the Dead won both awards as well. So,
God.
So you're just imagining... If you could barely tolerate Ender's Game, like myself, you would not be able to tolerate Speaker for the Dead, and it won the same awards.
I liked Ender's Game, and like I read a little bit of Speaker to the Dead, and I was like, what the fuck, and just put it down. And I was the target demographic. I think I read it in like middle school.
For whatever reason, Orson Scott Card just hates women. I know it's a weird thing to say, but every woman in his story except Ender's sister is a psycho. Like absolutely nuts. So I don't know why he does that. It's just like, why are all the women messed up? This is so weird. So anyway.
Orson, do you need to talk
Maybe
about
bad dates?
Well, I don't know. Mike Testa, thanks again. Ciader, we should finish our season 5 finale debate. What? Are you debating with Mike Testa?
I'm not debating. Oh, is it the guy about Samurai Jack season 8, bruh?
Okay. What?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay.
You-
Like 3 months ago, he wanted to talk shit on Samurai Jack, and I'm like, okay, we'll bring it to the private chats, and
yes, please.
I got distracted as I usually do.
Please
But
do
anyway,
that. Please do that. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for reminding her. All right. Kyle Rocket. PBS stands for Popping Boys Cherries. Lol. I'm evil. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. My humor is so dark.
Well, if it's run by socialists, I can imagine there's something to it. You look at the fucking BBC.
Should I even bother Googling it right now?
I don't. No.
Better not.
We're fine. Let's keep
We're
going.
fine. 30
We
seconds.
are, but are the kids.
If you look at the subtitle for nerds, it's Neards.
Nerds.
No, it's just ease.
Ease.
I hate how the aspect ratio. Can you not like crop these so it doesn't keep going wonky every which way? Production value. My God.
No, he wants to be quirky. That's
Yeah.
why he's
My God.
moving this in this fluent, hypnotic
Distinguished
fashion.
honors. For about the last 10 or more years, a movie adaptation has been in production cryostasis. But as of November 1st, Ender's Game, starring Asa Butterfield and Harrison Ford, was finally released. On the one hand, there are many reasons to be very excited about the rendering of this book, a piece of sci-fi canon in modern cinematic glory. But on the other hand, there's a reason to not be excited. Namely, it's Orson Scott Card himself. To describe some of his personal politics
Ooh, that goat beard.
as controversial would be a bit of an understatement. In 1990, he said that homosexuality should be illegal, and in 2008 said that it only exists as a result of, quote, a tragic genetic mix-up. Oh, hell no! This year, he said that President Obama is, quote, by character and preference a dictator.
Why did you show a black cross-dresser then?
That was
That was
Beyonce
Eddie
was
Murphy, right?
Wait, who was it? I thought it was Obama's face superimposed on Beyonce's single lady dance.
Oh my god!
I
I think this is
don't know.
Obama.
There's too many pictures going.
I know this is going so fast, and they're trying to be funny, but like one or the other. You can't have a
Look
fake.
at that. Look
I
at
think
that
this is-
frame.
This is all going. The stuff in the background and the flip-flopping of the images is way too fast and also has no rhythm.
Yeah, there's no rhythm. There's no editing
complete
rhythm.
chaos.
Also, his background is busy and his foreground is busy with all these pictures that are moving, but he also is very animated, so I don't know what the fuck to look
Like,
at.
can you imagine
I
talking
feel
to this
very
guy?
dizzy.
Talking to this guy across the table, and his head's moving all over the place, and he's like looking at you weird.
Uh-huh.
It's awkward.
What I see with this, when I see things like this, with too much going on everywhere, and the not just these staccato images, but on top of that, even not having a rhythm with that, which everything throws you off. Your brain can't latch onto anything. It's just overloading your senses so that you can't think and process what's actually being said.
Yeah, he's just
This
kind
is
of
the-
forcing it onto you.
It's
like
you do
jangling
this when
keys
you
in front
are
of a baby.
disingenuous and when you want to. It's what you do when you want to sell something. Like when you want to sell a
that's a good way of
used
putting it.
car that's broken.
Also,
He's
I
going
mean, like, these are just kind of boomer opinions he's going through. Like, I don't know. I guess hearing it, I'm like, whatever, boomer. And they're like, oh no, it's the end of the world. This man is disgusting. Look at all these disgusting opinions. Yeah, he's an old fucking man.
Well, even
Whatever.
that,
Yeah, I mean, 20 years ago, saying, "Oh, the gay thing is a genetic thing." Yeah.
The gay question.
That was a running hypothesis.
well, there's all kinds of opinions of presidents being dictators, even presidents calling other presidents dictators, like Obama calling Trump a dictator, and all these other stories. Like, it doesn't matter. We don't care.
Y'all whining and bitching about Trump. Yeah, everyone calls the president a dictator when it's not their side. It's just bullshit propaganda. Grow a pair.
Yeah, and dude, we can also call him Drone Bomber.
Oh no.
How is this relevant to the
Bush
movie?
Jr. was so bad. What a horrible dictator. Let's expand on the drone program and kill even more civilians and children with drones, and expand the surveillance state and executive actions instead of shutting them down. No. Yeah. He's totally the better guy. Yeah, totally. Fuck you, Obama. This guy was no better than Bush Jr. if you look closely enough. All he did well was put on a nice,
He knew how to
a nice civil face with a leisurely attitude that was kind of, how do you say this? Funky, cool,
Hip.
collegial. Yeah, hip. Hip is a good word. Yeah, that is mainly what distinguished him from the previous presidents.
All right.
Uh,
It made him look more human, but he was no different than the others.
Yeah, he was in 7 wars. He bombed just as many people as other presidents. It's nothing new. That's why I don't care who's president. They are there to kill other people. That's their job. They're the head of the military. So it doesn't matter.
Well, I guess maybe it is their job, but really shouldn't be. Really is not supposed to be.
Yeah,
Just as long as they don't fire the nuclear
So long as they don't fire the big gun. Yeah, they're good.
Oh, don't
but
worry.
everyone on the left must uncritically like Obama, not just because he's on their party, but of course because of his skin thing.
Oh god, when they were claiming he had an uncontroversial presidency, he was like a presidency with no controversies. But anyway,
Absolutely none. Absolutely none. Except the time he wore a white suit.
Oh yeah. Oh no, how could he do that?
All right.
And in 2007 suggested that there is a media conspiracy to suppress scientific evidence disproving global warming. As you might imagine, this has led a good number of people to consider Ender's Game in a different light.
Why?
Now, in our Evangelion episode, we talked about the
music on
ideas
too.
of the author when interpreting a work. There's a lot going on in Ender's Game, and much we could read into, like Ender's Game as Mormon literature, as deification of the young, or a reflection on technology as...
Dude,
Oh god,
shut
stop
up.
using RoboCop for all these fucking.
So we just had
crazy
7
RoboCop.
Go with the
ideas.
music
Wow,
and
he's
background
like a
sounds. I can
bobblehead.
barely hear
It's
him.
amazing.
The background sounds are louder than him.
Oh wait, no, what you're saying? We heard 7 ideas.
Yeah,
from him?
he just went through so many ideas so quickly, and I'm like, wow, let's slow down there.
The deification
trying
of
to
children is in Mormon text. Is he saying it because he deifies children? It's Mormon, or that Orson Welles was actually Mormon? It was Muslim.
He does talk about religion in his second book because one of the Earth colonies are founded by a Brazilian Catholic tribe, I think. And they have like these aliens called pygmies, and they call them piggies or whatever. There's a Portuguese sounding word, I can't remember.
Oh,
But that's about as far as it goes religiously. Everything else is like Ender is amazing, and his brother and sister are the leaders of the free world. So it's just...
Oh my god, yeah, that's right. Because they age differently. Wait, I want to hear.
Oh, let's not
what-
even talk about what happens to them in the second book. So anyway,
Oh god, I didn't read the second book.
And you have some level of deification of children in most cultures, because children are held in a special way, because it's the next
And
generation.
it's also a children's book.
They have this.
Yeah,
and have this element of innocence with them. All of these great things. Children are great. That's why some cultures come to the point of deifying them. Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
Your problem is what again?
Or a reflection on
What is-
technology as
slow down.
Reflection on technologies. Sorry.
Here's Mike Testa here. Then again, socialists can't afford to pay the electricity bill, so the dark. What? Wait a second. Let's start again. Then again, socialists can't afford to pay the electricity bill, so the dark, they have to pay the dark bill.
Yes.
What?
I'm
Okay.
sure you're right.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, moving on. Here's Francis Ford Coppola. Goddamn, his hair's thinning out the worse his opinions get. Like, seriously, bro, get a buzz cut. Also trumped a fascist, which one is criminalizing protesters against him and has the White House looking like a DMZ. That's right, Jumpin' Joe, U.S. politics suck. Americans, I love you guys.
They're just either ratified already or just talking about spending an additional $1.9 billion on fortifying DC against possible insurrectionists.
Oh my God.
When?
While defunding
Oh
the
my
police
God.
everywhere else.
There are consequences to our actions. I thought we were congressmen. When we could just vote ourselves more money, and then people got upset.
Bunch of guys in animal hats with cell phones are gonna storm.
Yeah, that are not even on the right wing, but just attention whores.
Yeah, it's just cool.
You know what? Everyone who shouts them down, you're fucking cowards. Because I mean, they stormed the Capitol for the dumbest fucking reason, which was to put Trump back in office. But at least they had the fucking balls to go where it actually was.
They were mainly let in.
Go fucking storm the Capitol.
That wasn't storming the Capitol. That wasn't storming the Capitol. That was mainly being letting a bunch of idiots in who then walk around in a confused manner because they don't even know where they're going. If that had been an insurrection, there would have been some leadership and organization. But what I find more interesting is right now the situation that it comes across like let's build a forbidden city in the United States.
That's basically what it is. No, I'm saying that y'all people who are like, oh my god, it was an insurrection. Y'all need to go storming the Capitol. You need to take their example, go up there, get whatever you want done, because it's just bullshit. That's the only way they're gonna listen to you.
If that was an insurrection, it was the most pathetic insurrection I've ever seen in my entire, no, not just in my entire life, in what I know about history.
All right.
God. Anyway,
what the hell?
Let's not
I want
dwell
a video game out of it.
on the past. Let's keep going. Here's Mike Testa again. Also, who talk crap about foot fetish? I don't know, Mike, who talk crap about foot fetish? I don't know either.
Mike Testa, please go see
Earlier?
Why? Who even mentioned foot fetishes? Did anyone talk about that?
I did. I was talking about the furry foot fetish guy.
No,
which was the
that was
video.
that was
This guy.
you didn't
That was an
talk
hour
about
ago.
it. You mentioned it. You just off the cuff. It wasn't an actual discussion.
I cannot imagine that even foot fetishists would like that.
Well, anyway.
But then I don't know much about foot fetishists.
Here.
By the way, look at that guy. Look at the frame on the video.
He has a stench fetish as well.
All right. Here's Mike Testa again. I wish ED209 was here instead of the reviewer. And I believe that ED209 is the guy or the robot in the shot, right?
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's a RoboCop.
Okay.
bot.
Yeah, it's RoboCop.
All right.
Okay,
cool.
let's see.
And one more for Mike Testa. Just snuck it in there. This man taking a mean stink or what meme diss chat?
Yes.
Mike, are you trying to be ghetto? Like what just happened there? What? Does mean stink mean something different because you're speaking in ghetto, or is it?
I think
maybe
he means
maybe
a
it's
fart.
positivity.
No, he's taking a mad shit in the pants and he's smelling it. That's what that means.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Michael.
Yo, he looking real bad.
All right. All right.
Really bad.
So
We all start.
we could
speaking
rewind
bullets.
it in the past 5 seconds and try to make sense of what he said, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep going.
Thank you.
dangerous thief of childhood. But there is no overt anti-queer or problematic political message, insofar as you don't consider, no spoilers, what happens at the end political. The Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation even reviewed this.
The what? The Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation.
Oh yeah.
That sounds very transphobic.
Wow.
Yeah. I honestly, I hear that and I'm like, y'all, shut the fuck up. Honestly.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a real fucking organization. You're just like, something about.
Wasn't it back in the day?
I don't know. It sounds like something that's been propped up by leftists.
At this point, I mean, maybe it was a legit thing 8 years ago, but like now, it sounds like people would be, babbling on Tumblr about how queer baiting is the worst thing to happen to them.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch of people,
GLAAD apparently still gives out awards.
If you have a bunch of people trying to defame your character, it's really easy. If that's the case, you contact a lawyer. They'll figure it out really quickly whether or not this is a legal action you should take. So
unless it's legal,
but they're defaming gayness. Don't you understand?
Yeah, but
that's illegal.
You don't need an organization for that. You need one guy who knows the law. That's not a big deal. Anyway,
like legal eagle, right?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Just don't touch the map. It's a physical assault.
It's a physical assault.
I just looked up the Wikipedia page. Founded in 1985, and the first sentence, first two sentences, really is GLAAD, not to be confused with GLBTQ legal advocates and defenders, is an American non-governmental media monitoring organization founded as a protest against defamatory coverage of LGBT people. Its agenda has since extended to the entertainment industry and its portrayal of these groups. The movement is now known by its initials only, the GLAAD. As its full name, Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, could be taken as excluding bisexual and transgender issues. It's just what I said. These fucking idiots. These movements are just impossible.
And the snake continues to eat its tail.
All right, let's try and keep going with. Here's a donation from Francis Board Coppola. Nitwits cry about the Capitol Hill insurrection when they got hammers and sickles and call themselves revolutionaries on Twitter. Also, are you ladies and gents familiar with the more female drone pilots meme? Biden's campaign is that.
Oh, don't worry. I understand the girl boss implications of dropping feminized missiles on the Middle East. That is well documented.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that. That's a can of worms.
Wow, I've never heard of that, and I'm not going to look for that. Okay.
It's just mean.
It's bizarre.
Let's keep going.
Clown world.
Screenplay and found nothing troubling. Co-star Harrison Ford said that it was, quote, a very impressive act of imagination that Card could predict the internet, that he could predict drone warfare. There is nothing in the film or book addressing his current dispositions or prejudices. However, that doesn't mean that the connection between the movie, Orson Scott Card, who is a producer on it, though the idea he will profit significantly is disputed, links in the doobly-doo, and his politics doesn't leave some people asking if maybe they should use their dollars elsewhere. SkipEndersGame.com, which is maintained by Geekspout, a queer geek advocate.
Wow, that's what I heard.
Reflects the feelings of a lot of people when they say that.
SkipEndersGame.org. They made a whole fucking com. Yes.
Wow. Some guy doesn't think the same way as we do, and he wrote a book, and the book became a movie. Oh, wow.
And he put in all that energy to make a whole fucking branded website to wham about it.
Why did he put Obama's face over Lil Wayne? I don't know.
I was just distracted. I kept on reading about GLAAD, and as I went on, it just gets stupider and stupider. It's like watching a 7-car pileup turn into a 14-car pileup, and this is.
But okay, so but what he's saying in the movie is like, okay, so even this weird ass thing, organization meant to find defamation of gayness, didn't find anything in Ender's Game to actually like go against it or say bad about homosexuality. It passed their weird committees that go out of their way to look for it, go out of their way to look for defamation of gayness, and it still passed. But they're still like, wait.
Yeah, but the author said a mean thing about the gays, so we must boycott all his works, like with J.K. Rowling or something.
Oh God, they turned on her like fucking Wolverines. Absolutely savage.
Yeah.
People
And she
burn.
tried so hard to pander to them. So hard.
Who knew that a writer would have
it's
controversial
not
ideas?
just about-
This is nothing new in the literary world. It's pretty common, in fact. So
yeah. So the moment the author does something outside the dogma, outside the groupthink, the accepted holiness, it doesn't. None of the work he ever made matters. Nothing. All needs to be scrapped.
we could talk about
All
Alan
burned
Moore.
on the book piles of Nuremberg.
Well, I was going to say Alan Moore is pretty much a weirdo. He makes good stuff, but he pretty much hates his audience and actively states that.
That's funny.
So it's nothing.
Okay.
Honestly, that's more common now.
Yeah,
You can hate your audience as long as your product is good.
Yeah, it's the same with like Harlan Ellison is the most outspoken writer I've ever heard of, and he was a flaring liberal. He hated all kinds of things that Ronald Reagan did and this and that, but it's like, I don't care. It does nothing to do with his books and his stories. His stories are brilliant.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
He thought he was being I think he was correct. He was wiretapped in the 70s. The FBI's like, I don't know.
Oh, God.
And I can't even imagine reasons as why you would hate your audience or the audience in general, because there will always be really stupid, obnoxious, obsessed fans. Those are the ones that just annoy the hell out of you. There are the cool people with whom you can have a nice, intelligent conversation, and usually even outside of the product. But if I ever, and probably if my health doesn't improve, it will never happen. Finished my main thing, there would be some most likely girls who would do shipping fanfiction bullshit. And yes, I would despise them. Like probably most authors do. Because that's why you try to ignore these parts of your audience.
Okay, here's Mike Testa again. Those poor stomach television monsters getting drone. Mike,
I don't know what that means.
what do you...
Are you drunk?
Is that from a rap?
It does sound a bit drunk.
No, that sounds like Mike.
I think we've been watching.
That's pretty normal for Mike. Okay,
Mike's
thank you, Michael. We'll just keep going. Francis Board Coppola for the donation. This guy, Quentin Renegade Cut, Cav, and the Birds of Prey guy are the sex offenders, and Smudcast are the sex defenders. Oh my god!
What? Oh, be careful throwing that type of
as much
label
as I
around.
appreciate and don't mind adult content, some smut I don't like, and some smut I do. So I like the idea of smut was it Subverse, but the actual product, or rather the beta, whatever they call it nowadays, the advanced. What do they call that on Steam when it's not a finished product? It's the
early access.
Early access. It's like, dude, you said it would be done on the date, not early access on the date. So that pissed me off like you would not believe. It doesn't matter if it's the smut is good or bad. I just don't like creators saying bullshit like that. So
Smut content?
You don't like to pre-order?
I like supporting Kickstarters. I don't mind that. It's just I want the
pre-order
actual
is there's a difference between pre-order and releasing a beta, a paid beta test for your single player product, especially.
Yeah. So
that is what is. I see bad planning, bad financial setups, or you run out of money, you run out of investors. That can force an early release. Yes, That's usually when you get gems, broken gems, like Vampire the Masquerade, for example.
Right.
Or KOTOR 2.
Yeah. However, saying, "Oh, this is early access now, and you pay full price." This is not early access. That is because early access would imply that the product is finished, but you get the prestige of playing it before the official release. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's just a buyer beware type of thing when you go into it. It could be good, it can be bad, and you just gotta know what you're getting into.
Never spend more than $60. That's the golden rule for these projects. But if you like the guys,
I don't even pay
I interviewed the
$60.
guy. I like the people. I like the voice act. They're all great people. I don't know what the hell they're doing anymore.
Yeah, if you really stand behind a thing, and if it's a crowdfunding thing, go for it. It's your money. It's your support. Your support is then really, really helpful. But if it's not that,
wait, this is a
then
game?
I would say stay away from any early access titles and pre-orders unless you know what you're doing. You totally trust that company with its quality and so on. That's up to you. But other than that, I stand with Total Biscuit's slogan: "We do not pre-order."
So anyway, Cedar, the only game you should be concerned about is playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. So don't worry about
it. How long has it been? 3 months again?
Yeah, I don't know. You have problems. I don't deal with your life, but I'm just reminding you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Seda, the moment you are playing the game,
Wisp, you remind me every
especially
day.
when you're done, you will think, "How fuck? Why didn't I do this earlier?"
I bet.
Anyway. Let's keep going. Nathan Higgins, thank you for the 20. I'm curious how you defame against gayness. Most arguments circle around the religious, so you can't really prove anything in the legal sphere. Imagine going to court over something the Bible says. Okay, this is a strange take. I don't know about defaming others because of their gayness, and I don't know why you need an organization to protect against that. This is no longer the 19...
I think he's quoting me, which I was saying improperly. It's like defamation of gayness or homophobia. I think that was just the fancier way of saying, oh, this has homophobic, this has negative, saying...
A defamation of gayness at least makes sense. Homophobia is just a bullshit term.
Yeah, but that's the more common use term. And
I know.
Sadly, language is what apparently.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the legal world.
I find terms like transphobic, for example, is in itself defamatory, because it alleges that you have a mental condition that makes you act in a certain way that you can't help yourself with. And for that reason, there have to be legal repercussions against you. Like that I find really horrible.
So you would have to prove to a lawyer or someone with evidence that there was some damages, like you lost a job opportunity or you lost a job.
No, that's an American thing.
Well, you would have to prove something, or else the lawyer wouldn't care. The legal system.
Yeah, that's an American thing. In Germany, we go with if it is obvious that something that is untrue is by common sense obvious to defame you, to hurt your reputation. It is therefore logical to conclude that it will make it harder for you to get a job, etc. That is a common sense issue. It's only in the US that you need to prove the actual loss.
I think they're just using the term as flowery, and like the lawyers or the court that they have to prove defamation happened in is the court of public opinion. Basically Twitter. And then Twitter will come for your ass. I don't think there's any actual legality of it going around.
For example, the easiest to understand case is someone goes around and spreads the untruth about you, the lie about you, that you are a neo-Nazi.
I think they don't even deal with something like even that serious. I think this is like...
I'm just trying to hit home the issue.
Okay, yeah.
You do not need to prove that you lost any money or didn't get a job or were fired because of that. It's the sheer lie that has been spread with intent. It's the intent that counts. That's important. The ones who spread the same lie because they don't know any better, that's negligence. Okay, you can't expect anyone to just fact check everything. Some people blindly believe stuff, and that is where the whole thing about defamation hurting you comes into play, because this slowly growing echo chamber is what will make your life harder, and what whatever political type or religious type people who use this tactic are from. They always go for that, which is why I personally think that the need to prove that damages have occurred is beyond what you can zumuten, what you can force upon the target of the defamation, because the defamation exists due to the intent to harm you. But yeah, that's
all right. Here's one more from Mike Testa. We can keep on going. This man showed Teletubbies getting drone striked.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
earlier
that made
in
me
like
laugh.
a 3 frames. I guess that's what he was talking about by the tummy monsters.
Okay.
It was just odd. It threw me off.
Anywho,
It just went too fast.
it
Which I
is
think was the point.
a strange video to watch. It's hard to pay attention and watch this man's
I'm
head.
starting to feel the brainwash.
Yeah. Anyway, we can keep going.
Orson Scott Card has the right to express his opinions, but absolutely no right to our money. If you do not support his views or his extreme agenda, do not support them by buying a ticket to Ender's Game. In other words, by supporting the movie, you are supporting Card and implicitly supporting his views. We've seen more than a few examples of this
no.
kind of
How?
blinking shit.
That's no. That's a no, sir.
This because
How
of
does
this
that work?
blinking, overloading shit. People don't like gays. At least some of them.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a right to your money, but like this seems
Sorry for
like
going on about
overkill. It seems like just absolute overkill to be
If I
so
want to
many
read,
steps away.
if I want to read a
improving it.
communist manifesto, I'm not supporting Marx. I'm just buying a book.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Also, think about all the other people in the progress of making this movie that get a cut from it. It's not just the writer. I mean, I could see this more as if it was just the book, but it's a movie.
Yeah, I mean, does the
even
movie
even
represent
with
his
just
views?
even with just a book, there are a lot of people involved into publishing it.
Yeah, and
From-
publishing it,
and
into
that's not
editing
just
it.
printing. Yeah, that's yeah. There are other design elements that go into it, of which I do not know the English name.
I guess we'd have to interview every single person and discover what their politics are.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yes,
the thing.
and then we the people we don't like, we put them into camps that we call re-education hotels.
They need to relearn how to love the gay.
And I have to
Yeah.
fractionally give my money, like 0.00001
Exactly.
cent of my money. That was a $20 movie. I don't know, whatever you spend on it.
We have to.
Yeah. And I'm sorry for going on about the blinking overload bullshit that is in this video, but it's really driving
It's
me
okay.
a little bit nuts. And part
It's
of that
hurting you.
is due to the autism, because overload issues.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of the thing with this fucking shit. And the other is
Right.
about which gays of this type never give a shit. There are good kind gays that you do not notice out in the streets and in your job, because they're indistinguishable from anyone else. And then there's the obnoxious gays that just haunt you with how gay they are, with everything, and how colorful they are, and how over the top they are, and it's just can you fucking stop? And the thing that comes back right now is, I think I was 16, 17 when our art teacher insisted, hey, let's make an excursion to Berlin, because I forgot the name. Crazy Philosopher might be able to help me. one of these weirdo art collecty types. He had opened his collection to the public, transported some shit to Berlin, and you could watch a lot of that stuff. There was some, even some famous German actors there I walked past. And there were one or two things I found interesting, like a piano. There was an autoplay, but it was a 24-hour long piece that was in the morning and evening and night. It was like one note per, I don't know, 40 minutes or something. And during the day, it turned into real melodies that were interchanging. And I was and all the score sheets were on the walls, so you could see where in time you are and how the rest of the piece looked. Because since we arrived in the morning, like 10 a.m., it was still very quiet, and there would be only a note every 8 to 10 minutes. And I found that piece, you can imagine, quite relaxing. This whole art piece was very, very, very orderly and very still and very calm. At least at the time I was there. And the art teacher, who allegedly had a girlfriend, but looking back into the past, I kind of doubt that. Maybe he was repressed, I don't know, because he was the complete stereotype gay guy with how he looked, his mannerisms, how he moved, and he lived in Berlin-Neukölln, which is the gay part of Berlin. And so he couldn't understand this thing that because I really enjoyed that. And like he wanted me to be open-minded, but shat on that piece for being just pretentious art. And I was like, this guy doesn't understand anything. And he forced me to go into his favorite part of it all, which is why we actually came there, which was the Bruce Nauman exhibition. And if you are familiar with Bruce Nauman's work, a lot of it is large blinking neon signs of caricaturist humanoids with blinking penises that go in every direction in a large hall, and so everything's blinking. And on the giant wall in the back of this big hall is, with a projector, Bruce Nauman's head upside down, spinning around, and the whole room is a very loud. And then you get this autistic kid that gets overloaded relatively quickly into that room. It was one of the first times I really had an overload, and I had to. I was moving out as fast as I could without breaking, but I remember crying on some stairs somewhere because my head was about to explode. Okay. I hate this shitty stuff, and I don't know why, but gay people are obsessed with bright colors, penises everywhere, obnoxious sounds, and blinking in strobe light fashion. And God. It is an attack on my mind. That has nothing to do with me disliking you for being into butt sex. That is me having a problem with you attacking my senses and giving me migraines like hell. And you don't give a shit. Because that guy also didn't give a shit. He complained that I was not looking at this awesome stuff from Bruce Nauman while I was in pain.
And you think they would care, but
No, they don't have empathy. These are narcissists. These are narcissist fuckheads without any empathy. They only care about themselves.
Okay.
And they want you to like what they like, and they want you to think what they think, and they don't care. They are as left as can be, but they don't actually give a fuck about you.
All right. Thank you, Wisp. We're gonna have one more super chat and keep going. Michael Testa, how you doing? Cedar, why does Weird Goat Man have feet on table? That's a discussion.
You fucking know why, but let's later.
That's a discussion for another medium, not this one. And you guys can answer those questions as best you can after that. So anyway, let's go.
Alone. CEO of Barilla Pasta recently said that only traditional families should consume his mass-produced unleavened dough shapes. Many bars and patrons are boycotting Russian vodka due to the country's intolerance towards the queer community. Chick-fil-A CEO recently spoke out against gay marriage, and Jelly Belly's chairman of the board gives to an anti-trans organization.
Okay.
What is that?
When you have the right to boycott what you want, it just seems
arises, it can feel hypocritical to support the continued success of that producer. And since for most people there is no inherent message in jelly beans or pasta, it can
There's no inherent message. You're right, there isn't. It's just food. Thank you. Wow. Why would you inject why am I even thinking
What
this
am I
way?
supposed to do? Starve?
they don't want to give the people they don't like money.
What do
I
you-
mean,
What do you want? Like socialist beans? Like what's your route in life to go shopping for? Like what do you do?
I want these people to think just like me. I can understand maybe with like Chick-fil-A. So when you give money to Chick-fil-A, they'll take that money and that revenue and they'll go put it into lobbying for things against you. But if they just hold these opinions and they just hold money and do what the fuck ever with, I don't really see how that makes any impact
What does it matter?
on anything.
What a
How does that make
CEO
people
or
bad? I
board
don't
member or shareholder or delivery man say about the product you buy. It does not matter to me. If San Benedetto is cheaper, I'm going to buy it as opposed to buying San Pellegrino. That's it. That's my whole mentality when I'm at the store buying bottled water. I don't.
But everything is
Nobody has time to
political,
reflect
Smud.
on this.
Some people have too much time to reflect on it. Again, I only understand if they take that revenue, if they take the money you gave them and put them towards programs that are actively fighting against you, I can see that. But that's the only
What happens if you
caveat.
give that food to homeless people? Are they part of the problem too, or what?
Yes, because they don't actually care about homeless people.
It's such a silly thing to say. Who cares what all these guys you didn't know they existed had a bunch of political opinions? It's like, yeah, they still make pasta.
Let's go back 400 years ago. Like,
Yes.
God.
I'm going to disagree with like 95% of the people on the planet. I don't like. What's your problem?
You have too much time on your hands, my dude. That's what that tells me.
I don't know. Jacob Romersa, thank you, sir. The terms homo-transphobia never made sense to me, considering that if you have a phobia, it would be uncontrolled and therefore it's not your fault. To a point, if it's initial and you didn't know about it, you'd be like, why do I hate spiders? Then you're aware of it at that point. You could take steps to learn how to control your phobia. Most people don't because, they have better things to do than worry about things they don't like. So it depends. Is it disturbing your life? Is it disturbing your relationships? You might want to consider it. So
You might say they're straight phobia.
yeah, I don't think anyone's like scared of what other people do with their personal life and go, oh my God, there's gays around me. It's like, so
They're super straight phobic.
super straight phobic.
Stupid.
That straight person isn't going to be attracted to me.
Rampant on the internet these days.
Yeah, I know.
And look at that frame we paused on again.
This is a fascinating frame for many reasons.
Him thinking about his past. That's what it is.
Is
Reflecting on
multiplying.
childhood.
And I looked up this alleged anti-trans organization. That was Privacy for All Students, and all that did was oppose the socialists' push for allowing self-identified trans people, which is not trans people, to use any bathroom they want and play on any sports team they want. Which is a sane thing to oppose, because we see the fruits of that right now.
yes.
So and there's a lot of actual trans people against what the socialists want in this regard, which you may hopefully have noticed by now.
All right. So let's get back to the video where his past of dreaming about LGBT people are on fire.
Jelly beans.
Jelly beans, yeah. Evil Italian pasta. Oh my god.
Those
Smud,
goddamn
Smud,
Italians.
did you change your face?
No.
Oh, you did better.
I just have
He's always
special
looked like
eyes
that.
all the time.
That's an interesting face.
He has special eyes, okay?
He's just raging at me.
It's kind of mesmerizing a little bit.
Look with your special eyes.
My brand.
I'm telling you, from the stream setup, he's raging at me, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, poor Wiz. Cowering in the corner. It's alright, dear Wiz.
Okay. Here's Francis Ford Coppola again. The floppy-jowled, pube-faced fire crotch really expects me to care that a pasta company doesn't like gay people. Literally everything manufactured has an unsavory element, so your only option is to live in the woods or shut up. Ava, out it.
It's worth trying to better the
Exactly.
society you live in, but this guy doesn't really exude sympathy for his cause. He sounds very condescending, in fact, like I'm a stupid child. Oh, you stupid child, don't eat your jelly beans. Don't you know jelly beans hate gays? It employs...
That's what I all like.
I mean, people can hate gays and not express those thoughts. So it's like, how are you ever gonna know?
They usually like to let
I
you
could
know.
hate the butchering of chicken, but I'm still going to go to Chick-fil-A because it's delicious.
Look,
I
you all
but
know
it's
not
just
even the
ridiculous
fucking
after
gay.
a while, just because they express it. It's,
You know how many
It would-
bad gays I
know?
know that would go to Chick-fil-A and would eat their fucking chicken with shame on their face because they know that they should boycott it, but that chicken is just so fucking good.
like,
Oh,
they
yeah,
don't care.
but you're right, Sada. They hate things, and they are authoritarians. They're
Now,
not
to be
liberal.
fair, there's
they're
nothing wrong.
liberal-minded.
There's nothing wrong with hating things. I have nothing against people loving and
Yeah.
hating and liking and disliking. That's fine. It's when you hate the way someone is thinking, and therefore I don't want to talk to you because you have opposing thoughts than I do. I have all kinds of. We all have crazy thoughts. Some of them are well thought out. Some of them are instinctual. That doesn't mean I'm somehow a monster, or they're a monster, or they're just in their own world of ideology they put on a pedestal above all their other thoughts. They say these are sacred to us. We can never argue these. It's like, well, why not? Why can't we argue these ideas? Why can't we talk about them?
Yeah.
And they
Is
don't.
it only immoral once they bring those thoughts into actions?
Which is
So that they
fascinating.
can think maybe like
Because-
I dislike
Are they
the
scared
gays.
because it might be true?
Well,
or is it false? What's there to be
it's-
scared of? I don't understand.
I was really hyped up to do the previous video because I heard arguments about how slavery, in a certain light, can be good. And I heard those in university, which is kind of controversial because you go to university to learn about the history and philosophy and all kinds of other things. And you're like, oh, okay, I could see how some of these arguments might work. But in general, humanity goes, yeah, slavery, not a good idea in general. And for obvious reasons. So
I mean, yeah.
there is an argument to be had. Not everything in war is horrible. Not everything in slavery is horrible, but the most of it is. And we know that, and it's obvious. So we don't have to argue that. We have to argue what mattered. What did we get out of it? People say, oh, we got the pyramids, we got this. It's like, yeah, that was like thousands of years ago. That's not current. We need something relevant today. So talking about slavery today isn't very relevant. And bringing it up and trying to paint it with this racism is actually good brush is just so funny. I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, this is not going to work.
It's what we call a bad look. Maybe you should cover it tomorrow and get some of the other boys with you.
Who knows?
to
Maybe the guy saw
scream.
this video and just went crazy. You don't know.
Thing is, I don't mind it if we watch a video which is intellectually about talking about controversial topics. This dude was like, it's so dumb not to be racist. I'm like, oh my God, this is not right.
That's his
Yeah,
position.
he's just going on platitudes. It's just stupid
Yeah,
as
it's
shit.
really scary.
Oh God. Ooh.
Anyway,
I was focused on those feet.
yeah, let's try and keep going here. Mike,
Oh yeah.
Mike Testa. Did this man have OMG? No. Did he breed? Oh,
Did he have children? Did he breed?
Hence-
I
Look
doubt
at
it.
him.
I think he's gay.
hence the
Hopefully. I'm just joking.
No, he has a pity fuck, or maybe his wife has a boyfriend.
Hence
Honestly, I think
the,
his wife has a boyfriend.
hence the person in the background.
Could be.
Anyway, we get the joke. Thank you, Michael. All right.
I only spend time with her on the weekends.
be surprising when they are suddenly burdened with one. And weirdly, though we are totally familiar with the idea of media or artworks having an explicit meaning or message, depictions of and reactions to the world are inherently ideological, right? That meaning could absolutely be hijacked by the politics of the creator, like with Mel Gibson or Ezra Pound, and then you're like, ooh, no thanks.
Okay, he doesn't like Mel Gibson, and he doesn't like Ezra Pound, just in case you guys didn't get that, okay?
Oh god, I was like, he's starting to add noises in with also those images that are slightly cropping onto his face.
Look at that frame! Oh my god!
And he's been doing that from the very start, and it's too loud, and also he has musical bits in it, and it's also louder than his voice.
Oh,
I guess he didn't like the Jesus Christ movie.
Religion's bad because communism, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, freedom of expression bad.
Here's the idea that those who do not align with your politics should not be allowed success. That even if ticket or admission prices, company or
I want to hear that again.
Mm-hmm. And then you're like, ooh, no thanks. Implied here is the idea that those who do not align with your politics should not be allowed success.
Okay, so he just described the.
Wow.
Okay, so he's described. What I'm implying here is this. I'm hearing a but that's about to come on, so...
Yeah, so number one, he described the present-day cancel culture. Although I find that term is way too soft to describe what it's actually doing.
Modern witch hunt culture, yeah.
Yes, because it's actively seeking to destroy people. And in many cases, it seems like if the people doing the witch hunts could, they would kill. And Here, this smug grin, I think, tells everything. That whatever comes now, whatever justification or minimization or backpedaling comes now, is a lie, and he knows it.
And 2013, that's insane. Wow.
Oh, in Germany, it was already raging.
Yeah.
All right, here is Tyler Preston. Okay, who's more annoying and has the most punchable face? This prime specimen of masculinity, or Jim Sterling?
I think this guy. I don't know.
Honestly, this guy, because at least Jim Sterling has some respectable consumer ideals. I mean, he might be a beta cuck with some dumbass political views, but he's on the side of the consumer.
By consumer ideas,
what the fuck? He condescends to us.
By consumer ideals, you mean like buying 3 helpings at McDonald's?
That's movie Bob.
Yes.
Yeah, but Jim actually lives it.
Give credit. About.
Oh, you guys don't like McDonald's?
Look, I love McDonald's.
Just not 3 times over every day.
Those egg McMuffins, though.
Yeah, but not 20 of them.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, if you don't live off those fucking fries before you go to sleep at night, like, what are you doing?
I would say Jim Sterling is an easier target. This guy's bobblehead would be a little more of a challenge.
Oh, yeah. Easier target.
All right, here's Francis Ford Coppola. Wisp, a better phrase for cancel culture is a struggle session. That's what this farce really is.
It's a different thing.
Also, Wisp, can you say the words bloody simpleton?
Bloody simpleton.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Someone's good. Clip
should I get closer to the mic? Because right now I'm leaning back because I'm
get closer to the mic.
Yes, closer.
Is that a British thing?
Bloody simpleton.
All right. Thank you, Wisp.
Oh man, I got a timestamp.
You better pay for that one.
Okay.
Oh, that's for free. No, and struggle sessions are something different from witch hunts. Struggle sessions
snuggles.
are a yeah, if you will. Although that again is something different. No, a struggle session is a psychological warfare technique that was used in several wars of the past century, in which you force the prisoner of war, for example, to write essays on the negative things, and it can be very, very, very benign things. That's how you start. Of the negative things of, for example, your home country or whatever belief you are doing this about. And with time, the prisoner of war will then accept that, yeah, okay, there are some flaws about my home country, and on that the force imprisoning the prisoner of war is building upon, like slowly eroding the patriotism, the belief, the group affiliation, and then starting to interject ever more extreme views, which slowly brainwashes the prisoner of war into switching sides. That works with almost everyone. Cults use a similar thing with this whole thing of, well, we all have sin in us because of this mythological thing that happened. So we just need to talk about what sins we have today. Let's sit down in a circle and everyone shares his or her sins. And you can and the exact same thing works with, well, we are all racist because we defined it as such. So we all today come here together to all discuss our personal internalized racism or our own internalized misogyny or transphobia and just share it with the group. And this is basically forcing you to admit to being flawed and being a sinner. And the cult, whatever it is, ideology, then uses that you exposing a weakness of yours, even if it is artificial, into bringing you over to the ideology, to the cult, by offering you, yes, you admitted your sin, your racism, the flaw in your country. We now offer you how to cleanse yourself. If you stay with us and do as we tell you, you can become holy. It's basically what a struggle session is for.
That was a euphemism for rape.
It's mind rape, if you will.
Okay.
All right. Let's keep going.
Unless you're both crying, right?
That even if ticket or admission prices, company or personnel gains do not directly fund aims you don't claim, you should not deign to pay. Which says, really, a fair amount about how we think of our money. It implies that we should or should aim to give money only to things with politics similar to our own, or to things that are smart enough to be without politics.
He's describing something. I think there's a but coming, but he's describing...
I'm quite sure Ender's Game is without politics. It's not a political story.
Most political... I thought he was going to have, like, some reservations about the whole idea in Ender's Game of, like, where Ender beats down his enemy 10 times harder than they did to him because he has to put to rest any future harm that they want to bring to him.
Oh, God.
And so that there may be an argument against excessive force.
Yeah, okay. If your idea is lathering up in the shower so that the soap makes your naked body slippery so that you can push a guy twice your size over.
Wait, did this happen in the book? I don't remember this.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. It has been a while since I've read this book.
It is embarrassing to read, okay?
Yeah, what he's doing here is not he's not talking about Ender's Game anymore. He is talking about instilling ideological tribalism, the nationalism that George Orwell described, the hardening up of the in-group and the out-group, or in-group versus the out-group. That's what he's describing here. He is basically describing the you could say soft Antifa tactics, because they've been employing these for decades here in Germany, including telling their own young initiates to never engage with people who have outgroup think. Which may sound like a religious cult to you, but maybe that is because socialism is in its structure inherently religious. But that's another topic that you can nail me on at some point. I am planning to do something on my channel at some point because people pressure me to. But he's not talking about the book anymore. He's talking about how to how to best sabotage everyone who is outside the groupthink, and only give to people inside the respective church of groupthink that you are in, which is pro-gay, pro-trans, whatever he defines it by. His definition counts. Mine, as a tranny, doesn't count. His counts. Is outside his dogma. So I would also be defunded and cancelled by him. Because in the end, it's not about, as you mentioned before, it's not about the gays, it's not about the homeless, it's only about the ideology.
This is kind of like
so it's not about me either.
The stranger opposite version of like Freedom Fries. We're going to rebrand certain products so they're more politically motivated.
Yeah, they're not shave fries.
They've already done that. Haven't you seen like the Ben and Jerry's did like the oppression ice cream?
Oh, you're
where
kidding.
They got that.
No, they did not. Really?
They did.
Oh yeah, that was like, oh god, that was 2 years ago. I remember like reading it. Well, funny enough, in a McDonald's drive-through, I was like, "What the fuck is this, Ben and Jerry's?"
I thought I watched this recently.
No,
it was in the last like 2 years or something. It was definitely while I was in college.
Oppression.
I don't eat a lot of ice cream, so I didn't know. That sucks.
That's funny. that's really funny. It's so American. I mean, it's just so.
Let me go pull up the fucking oppression Ben and Jerry's.
Oppression.
We'll look at it after the video.
I actually like Ben and Jerry's. They're pretty good. So I don't know why they're doing.
Yeah,
they were the best.
It's tasty ice cream, yes, but after they started this bullshit, like one of the most capitalist products, the company turns pro-communism. Like, why? No, go away. And then they do all this rainbow shit. The rainbow shit I oppose. Then it's like, no. And then I am doing to Ben and Jerry's what he wants me to do to Orson Scott Wells, which is not buy the product. Because, yes, the ice cream is
there we go.
The ice cream is good,
God.
but it's a luxury item. There is other ice cream I can buy.
Here it is. Here, putting it in the chat. This is what it was. Oh God.
Oh, this is so ugly. Why is leftist activist art always so ugly?
I know. Like, way to make a nasty
every style they use in their activist
because
art,
they don't
in their
have
pamphlets,
to conform.
It's just fucking ugly. Like, this looks like a horrible. This looks like a racist caricature, if you ask me.
It does look racist.
This is the true beauty.
Like, okay, so like I kind of like
social norms. What is that?
Exaggerated artwork and whatnot, but like this is gross. Also, the color, like that shade, is not a very. It's not a very complimentary shade to them. You can't just go brown. With a bunch of gray in it.
I'm even looking at the website.
They either do this
systemic racism is real.
They either do this abstracted shit with completely deformed proportions. Like here, these tiny weird hands, and it's as if they try to imitate some child style that no child would ever come up with.
Look, it's like I understand the modern art. I like the exaggeration. It's just gross.
Or they do this super realistic stuff that just always looks ugly and makes people look old because they draw all the facial lines, all the folds and crevasses in your face really hard. And it's like these there's this brand of spices. I forgot the names, like Simple Spices or something. I don't remember. And they have these faces
that was
on
vanilla
them.
Ice cream.
Yeah, but what's the flavor? What does it taste like? I want to know what it tastes like.
I know. I was sitting there. I was wondering. I was like, what
chocolate.
flavor is it?
It tastes like Resist.
It tastes like Resist.
It tastes like freedom
on the inside.
Or oppression. I guess.
Oh, it's called.
I don't know. I mean, Resist is just 2 letters away from racist.
It's pecan resist.
Dude, this is ice cream. I mean, come on.
I would eat it.
Jerry's has a really important place.
I would totally eat it. I love pecans.
Racial equality in America.
Yeah, and when you eat enough Ben and Jerry's, then your socialism improves.
My socialism score.
Yeah,
You don't need a
and
gun. You just need ice cream.
I think they donated ice cream to the chairs or shit like that because well they need to eat something, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Oh god.
Yeah.
They have ice cream.
So that way they can get fatter and they're impossible to move. That makes a lot of sense.
And diabetes.
It's like
Yeah.
All right. All this talk wants me to get ice cream, but we're not going to do that. We're going to keep going watching this video.
Ooh.
God.
It implies there are ideological or political upvotes, and that spending is
No.
an inherently political action, which, well, it is.
No. It's just money. You're spending money to get a product you want. That's it. There's no political ideology associated with that.
It is capitalistically supporting
It's called
something.
commerce.
You can politicize it as you can politicize everything, but not everything is political. If you are not conscious of what of the implications and everything, you're just buying the product because you like it. That's all, or because you need it in case it's water or something.
All right.
But if you don't know, then you're just buying the product because you like
others.
it. That has nothing to do with anything the author thinks or
God,
says.
yeah.
Here is John Doe, the average Joe. I keep thinking about the Simpsons cult episode when struggle session is mentioned, especially the scene where Homer is insulted in a circle of people.
Oh yeah, and nothing works with Homer because he's too dumb.
Okay.
It's a great scene, and they the cultists they get really frustrated with Homer because they're just not getting through his thick skull.
Here is
it's great.
Francis
It's
Board.
great. It's a good episode.
Francis Board Coppola again. God, SJW drawings of people of color look more insulting and racist than racist drawings in the early 20th century.
They really do.
Yeah,
There's
something
that
to
one
it, yeah.
drawing of Finn that was made by like some Tumblr person, and I literally thought it was some of that 4chan making fun of you shit. It looked racist as hell. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know why
When I
this
saw
is
all
a
these,
thing.
and when I see all these graffitis of George Floyd, I think, dude, if you didn't know what the guy looked like, you would say this is a racist caricature.
Yeah.
If you did, so he looks like the image that they're drawing, and without knowing it, it looks like a racist caricature. So the guy IRL looks like a racist caricature.
That is
I might be
sometimes
just
the
getting
case.
confused.
Really?
Yeah, but that is also when they complain that you make a black woman and give her the big afro like the really horrible socialist activist had. Then that is a racist caricature for giving a black woman or man a big afro. Unless they
That's
do it.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless they do it, then it's a good thing.
Oh.
But
I
if it's
love
someone else
afros.
that creates
white
the
person.
exact same character, it's a racist caricature. It solely depends on who creates the character and what the politics are involved, or alleged politics are involved.
All right. Oh, here's Punished Bearserker. Hey, Punished Bearserker, how you doing?
Ooh, bears.
You guys are just now seeing this. There's Ben & Jerry's stores with that BS Resist poster all over Portland and have been since Orange Man. Oh, okay. That's Portland.
I don't know. I don't care. So, I don't see it.
I pity you.
Well,
you live so close to Portland.
We do get some ice cream here in Canada, but definitely not all these unique flavors. So,
and here
Now I
in
want a
Germany,
frozen
we do
banana.
not have dedicated Ben & Jerry stores.
yeah,
We just
I
have
haven't heard that
little
before.
corners in the supermarkets.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, what's next?
here is Tyler Preston. I've seen this type of shitty art before. DC Comics released this horribly racist book called Nubia, Real One. It is the Black Turner Diaries.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think just some guy covered it.
It's this
I
new
vaguely remember it.
style of illustration. People like the imperfect illustration style because it's just kind of more real, and it's in an age of like graphic design and digital products that can make perfect lines, perfect circles. People kind of like that irregularity, but you can push it too far where it just isn't balanced. The colors, there's so many colors all in one place, and they're just kind of given. This is obviously a person of color artist that's doing this and that's what they kind of uplifted. It's just kind of undeserving. Like, I don't like it.
Here's a beautiful quote from Punished Bearserker. Afros are fun. White girl who's never had one. Yeah.
What? When they look fun. I like watching those videos of the black girls like dancing to music and they're flopping their afros around. I think it's fun.
Yeah, they look cool. I admit they do. I love the style. I love the 70s vibe. I think it's really fun to look at. The reality is not so much the same, though.
I remember Nubia is supposed to be the black girl Wonder Woman replacement.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I posted it in the Discord.
Is she like?
Yeah, and the story is really bad, and it makes no sense. And there's just
whoever's doing the
really
background art is
stupid
on fleek.
gay characters going on.
That's Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, that's I guess the replacement because she has the W and the bracers, and she's got stars on her nails. That's not the worst of that type of style I've seen. I think they could have put a little more effort into the hair, but.
Yeah, and look, and this, but again, smug smile, looking down on you, and then you look at the actual comic pages, and it just looks horrible.
We've been impressed. Now we're on top.
Well, this is the cover page. This is supposed to be like the impressive one where they spend a long time, like they spend a lot more time on a cover than the inside. But it also has happened before that the artist who does the cover is not the artist that actually draws the comic panels. You'll just have to look at the credits.
Yeah, and so I'm not big familiar with the whole Marvel and DC universes. They were never that big in Germany. Spider-Man was quite big. But here the last one I posted because apparently that this character did exist before, and that's apparently what she looked like before, and this is the new SJW iteration here.
That's actually not bad.
Quite a difference.
I mean, I wouldn't say she's really pretty, but I guess they're going for representative.
Amazonian's supposed to be gigantic, so it makes sense.
Ooh, this is the comic page. Ooh, what the fuck are those faces at the bottom? Oh God. Oh, that's the.
You're only looking now.
I was looking at the cover. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you. Okay, you didn't scroll down. Okay.
Sorry, I was lost in it, but.
So big difference there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, and like so there are good LGBT comics out there. I just read The Prince and the Dressmaker, which is about crossdresser. I don't know how that falls in the lines of there, but like it was cute. It was well done. You don't have to be propped up with bullshit and say, "Oh, this is good. This is the only way we'll get attention." Like the Prince of the Dressmaker thing is super cute and it's sold well and it has great press. You don't need to force this stuff. It just makes you look bad.
All right, let's keep going, folks.
Anyway, yeah.
P-political when you use that money to support a political party or political cause, but for better or worse, it's lowercase
political
p politics, like the maintenance and distribution of power in basically every other situation in which it's used. It's when a critical mass of people decide...
The maintenance and distribution of power. What does he sound like right about now?
What the fuck? This is a movie! What? The maintenance and distribution of power? What?
He sounds like a radical Marxist.
Yeah.
Because in the end, all socialism is not about helping anyone. It is solely about power. It is about the accumulation of power, nothing else. And it only uses you as a stepping stone for it. For the people who know that it's a scam. You don't know it's a scam. That's why you fall for it. That's why you're a useful idiot. Because you think, oh, but they do a few nice things and they say a few nice things. Yeah, only to use you in order to get ahead. You are nothing to them. It's just
funny.
about
it's
gaining
not even
power.
about the movie anymore.
Yeah, he
Not
hasn't
about
talked
the movie, it's not
in
about the
4
book.
fucking minutes. We're 5 minutes in. He hasn't talked about the movie for 4 minutes.
That was just the whole thing about Ender's Game was just bait, and it's just a setup of movie, book, irrelevant, offer bad, and here is how you do this in general. Never give money to people who disagree with your politics, which means never give money to people who disagree with my politics, which is what he's actually saying.
Here's Mike Test again. Cheddar, not Cedar, but Cheddar. Why didn't you warn me about Goatman?
Look, okay, you went over there. Like, don't try to pretend you didn't go over there to jack off to those fucking feet. We all know.
Oh boy.
You fucking know. Quit pretending. Anyway.
Okay, let's.
How much time is left on this video?
We're past the halfway mark, so we got another 4 minutes.
Okay. I'm really feeling the brainwash right now.
We just gotta.
It's so many images.
He is just overloading, fast talking.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the butt. I'm waiting for the butt.
He had a few already.
I'm telling you, this is a brainwashing technique here. This is a brainwashing propaganda video.
I know.
PBS,
I'm
how
ready to
fucking
call you
dare
guys
you?
out. Just joking.
Anyway, let's go.
Monetary provides a damaging amount of political support that a boycott can happen. The question then is, how damaging will the political support shown by going to go see Ender's Game really be? Rachel Adeiden, writing for Wired, sees
Rachel Adeiden, writing for Wired. Okay, Wired it is.
plenty of reason to abstain. She writes that neither fiction nor its creators exist in a vacuum, nor is the decision to consume art or support artists morally neutral. Orson Scott Card is...
Yes, it can be, because you say so. Because I want to go watch film. I will pay money to go watch film.
Dude.
Stop fucking telling me what I am and am not thinking.
Yeah.
And forcing me into
going
this.
To the, and
you
me
don't know
going,
my fucking intentions.
Yeah, and me going to the Pergamon Museum in Berlin and watching old Greek art is not political. Me going to one of the I again forgot which art museum it is. The one that has the Death Island by something with M. Beautiful picture. Mörike? I'm not sure. Beautiful picture. Consuming that. Or watching standing in awe in front of the Mona Lisa or something else, or works by Rodin, is not political. If you say that is political, you are insane and evil because you want to control people.
Yep.
Ray Dunn, doesn't she make the fucking mugs that says "eat" on them?
It's just, oh man.
I think I'm mixing up artists.
Like taking the bus is political. Buying a toilet is political.
Not everything's political,
man.
unless you state it so. You have to intentionally be political.
You having sex with your partner is political.
Oh God, don't even. God, what a fucking nightmare partner that would be. Like, shut the fuck up.
Because it's the opposite
that
sex
is what
when
they
it should be
think.
the same sex.
Oh, I know. I know. And like the political lesbians, they were like, we hate men so much that even though we're not attracted to these women, we're gonna try to get off.
Yeah. Political lesbians are essentially MGTOW for women.
I know, it's quite funny.
And I've heard from lesbians that political lesbians are really, really shit in bed.
Yeah, because they're not
Which is no
attracted to them.
surprise, because they're not interested in the female
You
body.
ruined my dreams. I thought it was like magic and beautiful.
I also bet this
between real lesbians,
Look
maybe,
at
but not with political lesbians.
Okay.
Off topic. Yeah, sorry.
Let's talk about it more.
Here's Mike Testa. No, that goat man belongs in the Ark of the Covenant. What? Do you know what's in the Ark of the Covenant, supposedly?
The Holy Spirit.
Have you seen Indiana Jones?
Everything you say makes me think that you're trying to hide the fact that you have a foot fetish.
No, he basically admitted it. Come on.
That's
yeah, you said it
political-
earlier. He was like, "Who's talking shit on foot fetish?" And I was like, "Oh, you want to try to defend that?"
I'm quite sure
That's a political agenda.
the contents. I think there are other things in the Ark of the Covenant, but one of them was the Ten Commandments, the original Ten Commandments. So
Yeah, but Mike Tester essentially proves to me that even people with foot fetishes have standards that are above that furry crap.
I
mean, imagine,
all these super chats
imagine.
are just the lady doth protest too much. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah, but imagine that foot fetishists are above in the hierarchy of certain furries.
Yeah, but they pay a lot for art.
okay.
As long as they don't rub it in our faces. That's
that's okay. That's great. Let's
keep going.
Are you having fun,
Monstrously
Smud?
homophobic. He's racist and advocates violence and lobbies against fundamental.
he
Violence?
advocates violence. Really?
Where did he advocate violence? That you just made that up.
I wish
but
he would show us the proof, but he doesn't.
No, guys. But he associates with an idea that other people have concluded to on their own that are kind of crazy, and they want to do violence, but mostly they're just big talk. So because of that 3 stages of separation, he advocates for violence.
Or is it the oh god, words. I'm sorry, I'm just exhausted.
That's okay.
This mental gymnastics of the left that all exerting power is violence, and therefore someone telling you that you can't do a thing is violence.
Yes.
And therefore therefore also Scott Wells arguing that you cannot that gays can't marry is violence because he wants you to use power to forbid that from happening, while at the same time he wants to use violence in the form of power in order to achieve his goals. But
State
then
power,
that
by the
violence
way.
is okay. Yeah, which
It's
is
okay when we do it, but not okay when you do it.
yeah, and state power is what the left defines as violence. Which, by the way, is interesting, because the left mentally gymnasts around the violence terminology. Because if you look at your average Antifa riot, because they're never really demonstrations, they're all riots or trying to break into a riot. Is we are not violent against people, we are just violent against things. Which is where they try to
peaceful protest.
Yeah. But most riots involving German Antifa is really just violence against trash cans, and so the stuff in the US that is that's its own topic. My God. Yeah, but they usually make this hard distinction that but it's not against people, but on the other hand, they make you completely forget that special definition about violence and try to convince you that you should join them because the state is tyrannical, because it uses power. The state has power and uses that power to enact law with the police, which usage of power is violence by definition. So that violence that is also not against people. Or rather, you can argue that is against people, but it is non-physical. It's also not psychological. It is just legal. Is automatically violence in their eyes. But them beating up trash cans and destroying windows and burning ATMs, that is not bad violence. That's good violence. So it's just when people like him talk about violence, in his head, it makes complete sense what he's saying. But he's not explaining us how he comes to the conclusion.
No, where's the evidence? Where's the
research?
Yeah,
well, he wouldn't bring us. I am pretty sure he wouldn't even bother with bringing up evidence, but he would give you one of the explanations or definitions that I just told you about that the left brings up. So in his head, it is evident, it is plainly evident that Orson Scott Wells is violent and advocating for violence because he wants to use political power.
Just don't mean things anymore.
Because people buy products.
All right, let's keep going. Alex Halo, thank you. Neptunia has a lot of good Yuri. All right, thank you, Alex. That's good to know. Here's Spielman.
You didn't know?
It's always good to be reminded.
Drop that sauce in the chat.
Here's Spielman. What have I missed? Well, you missed a lot of good talking points from your average Marxist. So, I guess not much. That's how it goes.
Good talking points?
Orson Scott Card has bad ideas, and you shouldn't buy his book because he's a bad guy. All right.
Yeah, cancel him. This is cancel culture here.
Burn him at the stake.
From 2013.
Yeah, kind of hard to cancel a book that's been out for 40 years, but yeah.
Well, they did to Huck Finn.
I know,
so.
right?
Oh boy.
In other words, giving any credence or credit to his work could be seen as super problematic. On the other hand, Diane Anderson Minchell,
super problematic.
Advocate.com, says that by not seeing Ender's Game, you might be doing more harm than good. She writes that the makers of the film and its cast and crew, and probably most people involved in the Ender's Game film, hold views contrary to Card's. We shouldn't penalize them for the idiocy of one man who created the source material nearly 3 decades ago, especially given that the message of the film is at such odds with that man's own homophobia. And therein lies...
No.
What?
No, it's not. There's nothing, absolutely nothing I could think of in the book.
No, nothing pro or against.
That has anything to talk about relationships aside from the weird relationship that Ender has with his sister because he's obsessed with her.
Oh, yeah. I actually do remember that. Not all the way, but he is a little too interested in his sister.
Everyone else is boring to him.
The moment of religious guy with repressed incest fetish?
No, nothing like that. It's just that's like all he ever cares about because the sister's the only one that was nice to him. It's the only one that he could talk to. And everyone else is an idiot and boring and mean and cruel and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, God, yeah. Okay.
My God, that sounds narcissistic. That sounds like a narcissistic personality disorder. And with when that is also a Gary Sue story.
It is a Gary Sue. It's all it is.
That does tell something about the author.
It is a pure Gary Stu whining about how smart he is and how the world's unfair. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
And I didn't know that at the time because I was like, what the hell am I reading? What is this weird scenario of this guy who wants to like go to his sister and all he wants to run away from her? It's like, talk to someone else maybe aside from your sister? Can't be that hard.
No, I want to bang her.
Oh, God.
That's how I like it.
It does. The way you portray it does.
What are you doing?
Summon that implication.
It's a really bad book. Anyway, that's fine. It doesn't have to talk about.
Not step bro.
Oh man.
Oh God. Punished Bearserker. Hey,
yes.
I'm not violent against people. Loads AR-10. I'm just violent against commies. Punished Bearserker 2021.
Bear, you're violent against everyone. Don't even lie to yourself.
Yeah, Bear doesn't discriminate.
What's that meme of the British bloke on a train? He's like, oh, what a shame. What a shame. He's loading a shotgun.
Oh no, he's not on a train. That's Hot Fuzz. And he's loading a shotgun and he goes, shame.
It's a train.
He's in a supermarket. No, he's in a supermarket.
It's a supermarket?
Yeah, because it's Hot Fuzz. He's a cop.
Yeah.
And he's blowing away the whole fucking town.
Oh.
Yeah, let me go find it.
All right. Looked like he was on a metro or something. Anyway, 5 minutes.
When the video we were.
5 minutes, 20 seconds. Orson Scott Card bad.
Yeah.
Tidbit. At its heart, and without giving anything away, Ender's Game really is about the dangers of a one-size-fits-all political...
No. No, it's not. It's not.
How?
Okay, guys, if you want to argue that Orson Scott Card's book deals with fascism, I think you're missing the mark. Yes, there is a galactic military, but we don't know where it is. We're never really talked about it. It's always this thing off to the side where they talk about Ender and possibly he's being the hero and what can he do and yada yada. But the whole story, 90% of the story is just Ender doing his stuff, brother and sister doing their thing, and all the conflicts along the way. We don't know exactly what the military is like or who's doing it, who's in control, because it's all a big lie to get Ender to be an amazing StarCraft player.
And I also always find it, at this point, I often find it laughable when socialists are ranting about anyone being fascist, when it's socialists who openly admit and justify, Antifa is especially open in that, of using fascist strategy and tactics. Because their logic is that in order to beat them, we have to use their tactics, otherwise it is impossible. And once we've beaten them, we will stop using the fascist tactics ourselves. Which will never be, because there will always be some phantom neo-Nazi behind some corner. And if you listen to him here, he's saying that you have to listen to exactly my opinion and enact exactly my opinion and defund or even do worse against people who do not follow exactly my opinion. Everybody must think exactly as I do. You, Mr. PBS Ideas man, you are the fascist here.
Look at that frame too. It's funny.
Jane.
Fascism, old white guys still love it. Just only white guys? Okay.
Yeah, it's never black fascism. It's never Chinese fascism.
Never
And the Han Chinese, the Han Chinese
Humanistic
see themselves
trait,
as the master race currently. That may explain some things.
Only white guys.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense, I guess.
All right, here's Mike Testa again. Is this guy supposed to be Alfred?
EFAP memes, woo!
Alfred
don't
from
know.
Batman?
I wish I knew who these people in the picture are. It looks like some parliament probably, or some.
It's just got some clown
Ceremony.
pants.
And
I just wanna, because I'm pretty sure there's something else going on there than he makes it out to be.
And here's Mike Testa one more time. But how does this video make you feel?
It apparently makes them feel angry that they don't want to spend money. So he's presenting the other side. So before he's presenting the argument that we hear from a lot of lefties, in that, like, oh, if you pay any money into this, you're paying into the pocket of this bigot. Don't do it. It's political. And now he's representing the side of, oh, well, think about every other person on this project who opposes views. You're unduly, fairly politically punishing them for something that they weren't involved with. I have a feeling he's going to completely dismiss that point by saying, like, well, they willingly paid him money to take that property to make a profit out of. I think he's going to undercut the other side of it.
He already started.
Yeah. Let's keep watching it.
Okay. Here's one more donation from Francis Ford Coppola. This man is in desperate need of a shower. I could get a goddamn chicken in that grease trap he calls a hairdo.
He does. His beard does look scruffy. I can't see it now because if he tilts his head even slightly up, his hairline disappears. So.
Yeah, I can smell them all the way from over here.
All right.
Shame.
Boom your beard and use beard
was like
oil.
7 years ago, I guess.
Oh God, I bet he's bald now. Yeah.
Okay.
Mentality, in lockstep with the heavily mediated status quo, and of remaining resolutely and purposefully opposed to tolerance, to hearing the other side out. Is it perhaps the best?
You are the one not doing that.
How are we talking about Orson Scott Card like he has this legion of people all thinking exactly the same way as he does, and is all espousing the same beliefs that they aren't listening to you? It's one guy who said some stuff you don't like.
I think the real thing that's going on here is that he believes, or knows even, like religious people know things that they just believe, that if his side is just being heard, if you just listen to what he has to say, then everybody will just join his side and acknowledge that he has the divine truth because he believes he has the divine truth. How could you oppose the divine truth? That is why it's so important that he's heard everywhere.
Oh my God,
and
that
opposing
freeze
him is or having an opposing opinion is suppressing his divine truth from being heard.
He looks like
I think that's what's going on. It looks like he's jerking off.
He has so many head movements. Every pause is just like, whoa, look at this. He's gonna eat something.
I think he's crazy. I think he's trying to contain the craziness within himself.
If you are speaking to someone across, I don't know, a foot or two, and they're like moving their head around and looking at you really weird.
It's that informational thing, like all those people that like to talk to the camera in this certain cadence where it's kind of like they stop every now and then and they go in and out, so you keep watching them and being interested.
Is there something wrong with your spine, sir? Is there like some weird growth that's preventing you from...
I don't know, maybe they all have just like ADHD and they can't stand still.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like when Kevin Hart would mock this sort of rigid movement. He just starts going crazy everywhere with his head movements. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, it's really just manipulation tactics. Do you remember Stan from Monkey Island?
Okay.
The boat salesman, used boat salesman. He's always waving his arms around all the time while he's talking.
Oh, that's a guy with a giant hat, right?
Yeah. Who's based on a real car salesman from the area of the Skywalker Ranch?
Oh.
Who had TV ads, and they based Stan on that guy. But that's basically it. It's a sales pitch. Constantly moving around and doing weird things with your voice so that it's just dazzling. It's not even to keep your attention. It's part of it, but it's also to this overload thing. It's to dazzle you so that you cannot even really follow the logic that's being presented to you. Your brain's just flooded with it. And while everything sounds positive, the person doing it to you hopes that you just catch on and just agree, just nod and smile and and hope that some of the bullshit sticks with you. That's all this is.
All right, let's go.
Ender's Game become a term smash success, confronting millions of people with these very ideas, even if it means we are, in fact, implicitly supporting Card in the process. What do you guys think? Did or will Orson Scott Card's politics factor into your decision to go see Ender's Game?
No.
Let us know in the comments. And I'm pretty sure one of the solutions to a puzzle in the Giant's Drink is to subscribe to Idea Channel. I just died in your arms tonight.
Oh, is that the end of the video?
Sounds
like a
conclusion. Man. Let's see what you guys had to say about him and folklore. Draco Alexander
Are we done? Oh my God, he's doing this.
Yeah, we're done.
He's doing the same thing as what's his face did on PBS.
It must be a channel thing.
Yeah, the last 30% of the video is just pure comment reading.
Oh wow,
We're done.
Of a comment that has no upvotes.
Oh yeah,
We are done.
Oh, we survived.
Nice Wilhelm scream. Oh my God.
Almost brainwashed.
Oh.
Almost. If it was like another minute,
he
I would
said
have been a
nothing
leftist.
conclusive. Wow. Okay.
Tumblr. Yeah, link your Tumblr in the comments. Fantastic. Thank you, Chelsea. Brilliant. Oh my God.
This is. I think this is evil.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, but no.
Idea Channel.
Go away.
Can you imagine that? Welcome to the Idea Channel, citizen.
Okay. I have it off screen. Is it the blinking on at the end of the video as well?
I think so. It's paused right now, but
Yeah, it is. Corn Haber Brown? What the hell is that?
some guy named Corn Haber.
It's a communist.
Alrighty. We're
God,
good.
it is PBS. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Anyway.
Mr. Rogers would be ashamed.
Sounds like some German name.
This is the same channel on the Sesame Street, right? Or am I
Yeah, it's
thinking
the same
something
channel with Sesame Street. and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Like, is Mr. Rogers still alive? I don't think he's still alive.
No, he's gone.
He was old back in the 90s, so.
Yeah, he's gone. Anyway, that was not horrible, just fast.
I don't know.
That was very horrible.
So, subjectively, it was pain.
Yeah, okay. I have a bit of my eyes are kind of like the headache behind your eyes, like a little headache, a little pain.
He got primed for one of the worst videos ever, and we're like,
video, it was 5 minutes. It felt like an hour.
But Smart, you didn't get migraine flashed.
I still have pain. It's still physical. So yes, it's bad enough. I don't care what it's called. Anyway, the video I watched before this
what would you rate it?
What would I rate this video? Less nauseating than the previous one. The previous one was wow. I was like, do I
that bad?
Stop watching this and just like go sit down somewhere else? Like what happened here? It is incredible, that video. That video is so weird.
No, I have yet to see it. I want to see it.
What did we do yesterday?
Sorry?
What did we do yesterday?
No, I'm talking about today. Like there was 2 videos in the
okay.
voting.
Okay.
There was the furry that tried to argue that racism was objectively good.
And
I keep seeing screenshots from that video for I think weeks or months at this point. I refuse to ever look into it because it's just so repulsive.
It is an experience.
He tried to say slavery was good or something. I don't know how.
He was using he has the idea, and I've heard these before in university because we talked about ancient civilizations and all this other crap. Mm-hmm. He has the ideas. What he ends up using is his own weird high school adolescent attitude without the facts, without the backing of history. Like here's how we made the pyramids. This is why we made this, and all these other arguments. You're like, okay, those are good things because they stood the test of time and all this crap. But it's like so condescending in general to the whole concept of not being racist. You're like, dude.
How could you be not racist? I mean, who's dumb enough to do that? Be not racist to treat people equally.
Which is
no. See, I get benefits from being racist.
Yeah, so it starts off saying racism we know is bad, but slavery is good. You're like, wait, no. You don't. Those are 2 different things.
I'm sorry, Smud. You had to watch both of those.
I was ready to go with that because I was like, holy crap! And then 4 o'clock came by and someone changed the vote because I don't know, they didn't want to do it or. This one won by 1 vote, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this, no problem. And I started watching this, and I was like, my eyes are hurting me.
Oh my god! I thought you would talk more about Ender's Game, and I was like, oh, I'd love to talk about Ender's Game. I remember loving it as a kid.
I could talk about bashing Ender's Game for a good hour, but I won't.
I brought this up before.
Which side would you pick, Smud?
Well, he just went on that he thinks it's shit.
Oh, it's garbage. It's horrible.
Seda, I have a question. I've brought this up before, this concept. Would you call this video a lanternfish?
A lanternfish. Okay, I see what you're saying about it, and no, I wouldn't say it's as much of a lanternfish because he kind of still states the purpose of it is the politicalness of going to see this movie. And then it talks about the argument behind how your money supports a person with an ideology. What I would call a lanternfish is Maggie Mayfish things, because she says something really kind of off the wall funny, like RoboCop is about transgenderism, and then completely just goes off on another tangent about, I don't know.
That just sounds scatterbrained. But a lanternfish is actively baiting you into something.
Yeah. Well,
and then just eats you up.
It's a bait and switch. I don't think this is as much of a bait and switch. Maybe it's just because I've come to expect this sort of argument to kind of veer off the road with a title, and also titles are clickbait by nature because that's just kind of how it goes for all YouTube videos, even if it isn't masked with like political ideology. I wouldn't call it a lanternfish.
Okay.
I don't know if that made any sense. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to because I don't think bait and switch always is accurate. I'm just trying to find more good words.
I like the term. I just don't think that this is one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit more upfront with what it's gonna be and what it's gonna slap you over the head with. It's gonna whip its political dick out.
All right. Well, let's have one more super chat from you know who, and we'll call it a day. Here's Mike Testa. Could someone put Smud on Maggie collapsing chair? What the heck does that mean?
I have no idea.
Maggie Mayfish?
Is it a Maggie?
Well, he's talking about Maggie Mayfish, but what's the collapsing chair? Oh, this is too many layers of irony, my dude.
Give him one more minute, and he'll tell us.
No, don't worry.
I'm sure. Yeah, I don't care.
I'd rather analyze Mike Testa.
Mike is like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Bear just texted me saying it's angular fish is what we call it in English, the lantern fish with the light on its head that draws in prey. I don't know. That's just what we call it in English.
All right, so apparently we have some memes to go through. I didn't know that, but I thought Bears
Matthews, that is evil.
Oh, yay, memes.
I'm evil?
No,
memes.
Yeah, memes.
Okay, 1 second.
You'll see what I mean, Sarah. You'll see it.
Okay.
Let me just get these loaded. All right, where are they?
Okay.
In the Stream Memes channel.
Stream meme, yeah.
Memes for streams. Oh my god. Oh!
Oh.
See? That's what I meant.
Okay, so here's
Hello.
what I thought, because we weren't going to have any stream memes. Anyone know why Bears hasn't posted any stream memes? I didn't actually say that, but I'm just, following the sentiment. And this was a post about the creator of Berserk has died. So that's what the internet was up about, or the manga community.
Oh.
And there's Bears having a good, what's left of his day.
It's not a good time. It's just
he's just coping. Yeah, he's having.
Yeah, it's contemplating in grief.
Yeah, so I don't know what's happening to Berserk, because that manga has gone on for so long.
Miura died 2 weeks ago. It was just announced yesterday.
Yeah. So, will it be finished? I doubt it, but
I'd rather it not be finished. I'd rather they just leave it as is.
Yeah, they should. They should let it go.
Some things are fine to leave open-ended. It's better than ruining them.
Yeah. So anyway, instead of
Berserk is according to Miura, it was about to get to the halfway point. And if you know how big Berserk is, that means there's like 30 more years of work on that thing missing. Anything that would be made now, I doubt there are enough notes. I doubt there is a successor named for that, and then everything that would be made would just be fan fiction, essentially.
All right. Here we go. Here's Inquisitor Mateus, because apparently he's the guy who did them. So thank you, Mateus. So here is the Coom face, I imagine. He's made so many faces. It's hard to categorize them all. They're all very.
It's like many of the memes of the Wojaks are based on him.
It's gonna give me nightmares now.
Oh my god! Did you see the last one?
We'll get there.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. That's the one I meant.
Have yourself a Mormon book. Isn't that lovely? Oh, Ender's Game. That's lovely. Fantastic.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, you can read Twilight.
What?
It's also a Mormon book.
He's so funny.
Ghetto on the record, you speak. Mike, all for you, buddy. Thank you, Mike. This is the face of remorse. Oh,
that little tiny man face.
That's weird.
Okay, another. I don't know why we go straight to sex with all these faces, but I guess that's just natural. Could be he's just contemplating life, or
Matthias is just horny on Bane. Okay,
he's just like, look at that beard. He's obviously having sex.
He needs to get bonked.
Oh.
Oh look, this I like. Oh look, violence, and there's like marriage equals one man plus one woman.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not even is this violence? It's just it is.
Oh look, it is.
This is what the author would think is violence.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of people with signs. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Here's bears. Oh, doing the meme I liked.
So if you look in the background of the show, there's like
those are TV dinners, I think, or something, or cakes. I don't know, some kind of meat.
Yeah, they're having a shootout in a grocery store.
Yeah, just loading up his shotgun.
Have you never seen Hot Fuzz?
No, I don't watch a lot of TV. I have no idea what half the stuff is.
Hot Fuzz is a great comedy.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Okay.
And the final one. What's his face from that thing we just watched?
The other PBS guy.
The other.
Oh god.
Yeah. Dear Lord. Look at the shoulders on that man.
Isn't one of them Abby?
Someone's having a good time, just not me.
You would never have a good time.
We marginalize, we sexualize, we objectify these characters than what they can be.
I love all the F's in the chat.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Oh, okay, here's Mike Testa. Thanks. Hey, see, I told you he'd clarify things. Her Breaking Bad video, she collapses awkwardly.
Y'all have so many memes. Damn, you need to make like a repository.
Well, you have to understand that Maggie Fish...
do you mean the thing where she melts off of her armchair?
She falls down her chair at the end of the video. For whatever reason. Like she's like 3 years old or something.
Oh my god.
I think mentally she is.
Oh god, yeah. No, she's a little girl. She
takes of a 3-year-old.
She never grew up.
I mean, most narcissists are stuck at 5 years, but she seems to be stuck at 3.
I don't know if she's narcissist or just weird.
I think
well, she is definitely emotionally stunted.
I don't know, but I gotta go make dinner, so I'll see y'all guys.
Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
All right, folks. Whew, I gotta go lay down. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta rethink my life.
That was painful.
The pain's still there. I just gotta sleep it off and have some ice cream, remind myself why I'm still breathing, that sort of thing. Oh boy.
Ben and Jerry's ice cream, right?
You know what? I love their ice cream. It's good stuff. Not gonna lie. Don't mind it.
Totally.
I do have other ice cream in the freezer, so I have to eat that instead. But I shop on deals. I don't shop just because it's Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's is expensive. You can't just buy Ben and Jerry's because you want it. You gotta think ahead.
Oh, is it?
You gotta plan your ice cream out, man. You can't just buy ice cream. You can't just. I feel like chocolate. It's like no. Anyway.
I miss good banana ice cream.
You know what? I had banana cherry once. It was really interesting. It was.
Oh yeah.
It was.
Yeah, we
really interesting. Yeah.
We call that kiba. We use it as a drink in summer.
You know what? I love German fruit beverages. They are amazing. I don't know why, but you guys do it very well. Whether it's alcoholic, bubbly, or just a tonic of some kind.
I never noticed that because I never think about that. Probably because it's just there. I cannot imagine. I can't be. I never got the idea that other people aren't having the same kind of juicy stuff that
it's the same with Italian. We have a bunch of Italian beverages no one's ever heard of, and I love them. And it's hard to get them. I find them here and there. But then I tried German Radlers and Spritzes and just soft drinks, and they are so delicious, and they're not that sweet, and they're not that sugary, and they're just wow. I love them.
Perfect.
They are
when it gets warmer.
amazing.
When it gets warmer, get yourself some banana juice, the thick stuff, not the thin stuff, the thick stuff, and some cherry juice. Make it cold. If you want, get some ice cubes. You don't need them though. And fill your glass with banana mainly, and then add a few spritzes of cherry juice.
Oh yeah.
Don't stir it.
That was my first. That was my first tasting. It was Kirschwater, I think. Kirschwasser.
No. That's something else. Kirschwasser is something else. That would be cherry water. What I'm describing is called Kiba, which is short for Kirschbanane, which means cherry banana. That's just two fruit juices together. But you need to do the banana first, otherwise it mixes bad.
Okay.
And the cherry is very dominant, so so in order to get this cloudy look in the glass, you put the banana first, and then put a little bit of cherry into the cherry juice into the banana juice. Alternatively, if you don't like cherry juice, you can use strawberry juice, which is a bit harder to get, but also with banana mix as well, because banana is very soft. It rounds out the cherry or the strawberry, and very common German fruit beverage in the summer, not just for children, and originally I think invented in Berlin.
Oh yeah, there was the Radlers. There's the Stiegel Radler, was one of my favorites. Then there's the Schoferhofer Radler. I can't remember the name of it.
Radler is basically beer with soda.
Yes, exactly. It's simple.
And Schöferhofer is just a brand of beer.
Yeah, right. These are the ones that I know because we get them in Canada. I'm sure there's dozens, if not hundreds, but we get what I get. I can only enjoy what the LCBO allows us to enjoy, unfortunately. But even schnapps.
Do your own.
Yeah, that's a whole discipline. Schnapps itself is a treat. I think that's when I first tried schnapps. I think that's beautiful. It's simple, pure, clean, boom, and you could add it to so many things.
Depends on the schnapps.
Well, you have a range. You see,
there's a lot of Kräuter schnapps, herbal schnapps that it's very fiery, and so either you hate it or it's nice. I don't think there's anyone who really loves it, but I can be mistaken. And most of the reactions I know is you either hate it or no, that was nice.
You don't have it straight though. You don't always have it like a shot. You mix it. You always mix these beautiful.
That's wrong.
It's wrong to mix schnapps?
No. That is the Alcopop youth thing bullshit to sell more alcohol to young people, especially teenagers. So that is not the thing. When I was on hiking trips with friends, we always had a couple bottles with us because young Germans going hiking always involves a lot of alcohol. Like you get up on a hill, okay, Kräuterschnaps, and so on. So every major step on the hike to the goal, we drink one, we share a bottle, and that's how you
bottle.
Get ahead.
That's strong stuff. That's like 15. I don't know. It's stronger than wine. Let's just say.
Yes. So what? I don't know what your problem is. You have 5-6 people, and then you share a bottle, and then we go on, and then we share the bottle again, and then we share the bottle again.
Okay.
And when we have reached the destination, the bottle is empty.
Things are different in Germany as far as I'm concerned, but okay, that's good. Good to know.
I'm just, the cultural differences.
For sure. Okay, well, thank you. We got one more super chat from Spielman. Smud, why do you think gamers prefer Mass Effect 2 before Mass Effect? Mass Effect 2 is the more refined version. They hired Giuseppe, what's his name? This guy to do all the cutscenes to make them cinematic. They had a new rendering engine. They had a new lighting engine. So everything looked better. They streamlined everything. All the RPG-ness was taken out. And they made the RPG mechanics very simple. So it's basically Mass Effect for dummies. So all the fun, glitchy craziness that was Mass Effect originally, all the hard edges are gone. In fact, they took everything out and made a brand new version of Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2. And
as it tends to be when you go for a wider audience.
Yes, it's streamlined and thus it's more popular. That's what happens, and you lose.
People like the thing that we made because it's so special. Let's take everything out that's special to appeal to even more people.
Let's get the Call of Duty crowd. Let's get the FIFA crowd. Let's get all the other big crowds. And I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm not saying it's not awesome at moments, but it's not the original. And
I would
really
just hope that at some point the industry as a whole realizes that this strategy is shit, and you make more money if you just stay true to the product, stay authentic,
right?
Don't appeal to some magical wider audience, because that just ruins your product.
But you could argue, because the first game they got bought out by Microsoft and it was more Xbox oriented, more focused on what they were doing. When in the second game came out, they were bought out by EA, so they had much more money, much more focus on making a gaming product. So you could say that the orientation of the production changed. So it's different strokes.
I don't care about the excuses behind it, and the mechanics behind it. It is just always the same, and it in some way it manifests. It always comes out with a lesser product.
It is a trade-off, for sure. But I would argue they had the right idea. They just took out the magic they took out the hard science. They took out all the interesting science fiction stuff that I like when I watch a good show like Babylon 5 or read a book from Asimov. Oh, there's one thing I could say. About Asimov and Ender, Orson Scott Card, because Orson Scott Card targeted the younger demographic or the young adult genre, it's easier to read. And that's one thing about streamlining I will say works better. It's more consumable. It's not as interesting. It's not as thought-provoking. It's not as tasty, but it's tasty enough. So you'll keep consuming.
In the case of Ender's Game, that was initially with that audience in mind. That is different from changing the target audience over time, over the next product.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Yeah, for
if you start with a generalized product from the get-go, for example, there's no problem.
Unfortunately, you'll have nothing special. It'll just be generic, flashy shooter.
Yeah, that's true.
If you say it's like similar to Fallout, almost.
No, those are two different experiences, especially when you're talking about the Fallout universe. Because that's when I buy Fallout games, I buy the universe. I don't really care that Fallout 4 takes place in, was it Boston or whatever? But they made it so that it's a narrative of you're a dad looking for your son, as opposed to Fallout 3, which was you're a son looking for his dad. And, all this characterization can work, but at the same time, the style of the sandbox genre and the level design and the open world concept lends itself to generic hero guy or hero girl to do stuff. And that is perhaps the interesting thing about these games. They're more games than stories. And to put stories in them, you have to know what you're doing. And to see Obsidian do it well and properly, and just hit the right amount of inclusion with the backstory of the courier and this generic will to deliver the package. It's the whole mission of the whole plot, as well as a story of revenge to figure out who the hell came after you. And you could decide it's up to you to go get revenge. You don't have to kill Manny. Or what's his name? Is it Manny? I can't remember the guy's name who shot you. And in New Vegas. It's up to you to make that choice, which is the pinnacle concept of open world. You can choose to do it or you don't, and you do that with every other choice in the game. It's great. It's brilliant. Anyway. We have 2 more super chats. I'm sorry, we're talking too much. Vladimir Dragunov, thank you for the 10. The tail spikes on the Stegosaurus are called Thagnumizers.
Bagomizers.
Oh,
They're
I
generally
said the F word.
they're generally as big as your arm, and there's fossil evidence that at least one Allosaurus took a direct hit to crouch from them.
The crotch, probably.
Why are we? That's awesome. Why are we talking about?
I don't know.
Dinosaurs.
I don't know, but it's very interesting.
It is interesting. Stegosaurus were my favorite dinosaur when I was growing up. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I was a kid. I loved them. Anyway, Mike Testa. Now I want a Kiva. Damn it, Wisp. Well, we could be talking about food and drink.
I typed beneath that it's Kiba, Kiba.
Right.
And on that note, closing note, you may be familiar with Jägermeister as a herbal schnapps. That stuff is shit.
It is. I agree.
It is horrible, and it is only bearable when it is cold
and mixed.
If it is warm, you are better off just licking up your own vomit.
Oh wow, it's not that bad. It's 35%
compared to other herbal
I agree.
schnapps.
Compared to Italian herbal drinks, it's garbage. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, you can even try a Feuerstein, and you'll be, which is also a generic one. But that already tastes much better than Jägermeister.
I think I told the story before. I brought some Lucano Amaro, which is an Italian bitter drink, to one of my jobs, and my friend brought a bottle of Jägermeister, and the Jägermeister was considerably stronger. Like I think it's 35% alcohol. It's around there. And the flavor was just not there. It just did not taste like much to me, considering it's supposed to be very fortified, whatever. And then I gave my friend a shot of Lucano, and the flavor was so intense. He's like, I can't drink that. It's like, here's some. I brought up a can of club soda with me just in case. I knew it was going to happen. And I was like, here, try it, dilute it with ginger ale. I was like, oh, wow, it's great. Fantastic. It's like, yeah, isn't that nice? And it's cheaper than Jägermeister. It's like 26, 27% alcohol. It's a lot weaker in alcohol. It's more consumable. You can mix it with things. It's a digestivo. You can have it before a meal. You can have it after a meal. It's great.
Yeah.
And that's just one brand.
And Jägermeister is basically just an overrated brand.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's, I didn't know this, but it makes more money with export than within Germany.
I know. I read about that. It's so weird that people know this thing, and why it's popular. I don't know. I went to a bar in Niagara Falls.
I think with Americans it is that this is a German thing. This is
I guess
we drink the German thing, and here in Germany we kind of look down on it or even hate it. I mean we drink it at times, but not. It's not beloved.
Okay.
It's just kind of there.
It's the beer and the schnapps. I think that when I think of Germany or that sort of part of the aisle that's dedicated to Germany, you go, oh wow, that's what I know. That's the stuff I grew. I had it when I was growing up. I was like, oh yeah, wow. Anyway, one more Mike Testa super chat, because why not? I meant Akiba. Also, thanks for watching. See ya. Thank you, Michael. Have a great one, buddy. Take it easy, man. And thank you, everyone, for staying this long. We didn't have to talk this long, but we like talking about drinking because we are thirsty sons of bitches. And man, is it hot, humid out there. We need a drink. We need to chill out. This video does hurt us sometimes. We do actually feel pain. Mm-hmm. And it's not just mental, it's physical as well. So
yeah, I'm sorry for you too.
Yeah, guys, get a drink, relax, have some water, chill out, get some ice cream, whatever floats your boat. Take a nap and go to bed.
Ooh,
get some
root beer
sleep.
float.
Root beer.
Nice.
Ooh, that's some sugar. Holy boy. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Tomorrow is special. Tomorrow's the second last week of the month, which means we're doing Renegade Cut. So
No, oh God.
yeah, it's one of those days.
I really feel drunk.
it would help, yes. Feeling drunk to watch a Renegade Cut video will help you. It's true. So, but anyway, don't drink tonight. It's too late for now. But tomorrow, no problem. Have yourself a good one, guys. Take it easy.